There we go. Is that well timed enough for you, Shadow? Hello everyone. Yes, I did stop the timer on 7 seconds to go because, yeah, James Bond. Although actually, if you watch back the original cut of Goldfinger, which that is a reference to, the timing doesn't quite match up because, fun little fact, the original timer in the nuclear bomb in Goldfinger was supposed to stop on 003, and then someone suggested that they change it to make it say 007. I don't know if they changed it in the edit or something like that. So yeah, so the timing doesn't quite match up, but they did it just for the reference. So yeah, that's a neat little thing. Anyway, welcome. Yeah, we're back with the second half of Twine, as a lot of people like to call it. I'm still not 100% well, but you know, what's changed there? Yesterday we got through 7 of the 14 missions in the game. No one would notice 4 seconds going missing. No. So yeah, so my plan is to finish this game tonight. Apologies for the fuzzy picture quality. It's real hardware. It is the real N64. As you can see here with my spray painted controller, which is stuck on something. As you can see here with my spray painted controller, which I went through yesterday. I'm hoping that we're going to finish this in. I'm going to finish this in hopefully all in one go. I'm not expecting us to have too much trouble, although we did have to attempt the missions quite a few times yesterday, to the point where I was still there at midnight doing levels 1 to 7. But we did spend quite a time at the start going through the various control schemes and all the options and everything, whereas now we should be able to just crack on and go straight into it. So, here's where we have the fun of the N64 memory card, which never ever gets used for anything else ever in the course of the entire N64's lifetime, apart from, like, you know, time trial ghosts and Mario Kart and things like that. So if I start the game, we're back at level 1, because the cartridge doesn't save itself. This game came out in 2000. This game came out 4 years after the N64, after Super Mario 64 had standardized that games would have the save file on the cartridge. Like, not even the Mega Drive did. Actually, no, the Mega Drive did do that with Sonic 3. What the hell am I talking about? So, okay, so Sonic 3 did the saving on the cartridge thing. That was 1994, so this is 6 years after that, and they're still expecting you to save on the memory card. This isn't the PlayStation. You can actually write to the cartridge, folks. Anyway, so we need to load the game. Gonna load the file that says Twine. And that's weird. When I loaded the file, the music got louder. I don't know if that came through on the game feed, but the music just got significantly louder. I'm actually going to turn the audio down a bit because it seems like it's almost maxing out. Is the audio sounding all right? Can you hear my voice over the audio? For a game called Twine, there's a disappointing lack of string. Yeah. Just gonna check the message. Okay, cool. So, phone is on silent, phone is away, drink is ready. Hello, Fastbite. Glad you could join us. Right. So, also, it's really weird, because on the N64, like, if I go back into this screen, just for a second, this is the first time I've played a Nintendo 64 game in quite a while, and having the B button be green is throwing me off. Because on GameCube, of course, the A button is green. And the A button is also green on the Xbox. So having the B button be like the back button is red on everything. On everything else, it's just on N64 the back button is green, and that throws me a little bit. Yeah, strange. Right, okay, we are ready to go. We are going to crack on with Mission 8, which is going to be... so we smuggled... The last thing we did yesterday before we stopped for the night was we smuggled aboard the plane that is taking us to the nuclear weapons facility in Kazakhstan, where we are going to meet a certain nuclear scientist by the name of Denise Richards, or rather Christmas Jones. And don't make any jokes, she's heard them all. But that's alright, because I don't know any doctor jokes. So, let's get cracking. It's called Masquerade because we are going under disguise? Undercover, under disguise. Under disguise is the new phrase, yeah. We're officially going under disguise as a Russian nuclear weapons person. Time for the impressions to come back. Apologies in advance for these. So, mission objectives. Infiltrate facility. Do not arouse suspicion. Christmas must survive. Yeah, we're getting into the... Avoid innocent casualties. Surely Christmas is an innocent casualty. Why does she have her own objective? Surely avoid innocent casualties is implied, unless there is some implication that Christmas isn't innocent. Already their suspicion is the only thing not getting aroused tonight. There we go. Yes, we're off and running now. Alright. Check MI6 surveillance footage for more details on key personnel. Oh, hang on. Oh my god, I didn't even realise that these were here. Wow. So we actually have briefings for everyone. Colonel Akakievich, the commanding officer of this facility, is a colonel in the Army of the Commonwealth of Independent States. Wait, was the Commonwealth of Independent States still a thing in 1999? I know they competed at the Olympics in 1992, but I thought by 1999 the CIS had dissolved. Anyway, Akakievich will be expecting Dr. Arkov, so talk to him carefully. CIS broke up quickly. Yeah, so this game needs more proofreaders. We established that last night. This game needs more proofreaders. Anyway, Dr. Jones. I have to say, Indy's looking different since we last saw him. Harrison Ford has really, yeah. I mean, I'm happy for him that he's transitioned, but you know, it's unexpected. Dr. Jones, a nuclear physicist with the IDA. Christmas Jones is also expecting Arkov. As long as she thinks you're Arkov, she may provide clues about what is going on. Make sure she comes to no harm. So basically, I think the CIS is when the Soviet Union broke up, suddenly all of the Soviet Union countries became independent states. But you know, because they were suddenly independent states, they didn't have their own armies and their own defense, and you know, everything wasn't set up. Basically, it wasn't planned to the breakup of the Soviet Union. Basically, so they all formed the Commonwealth of Independent States to sort of work together, sort of collaboratively, until they were all set up. As far as I know, it's kind of similar to when the British Empire broke up and the British Empire became the Commonwealth. Sort of, they all have a shared history, so they all have I don't know, I'm talking out of my arse. Anyway, Renard, the international anarchist, is taking an interest in this facility for some reason. Discover what Renard's plan is and stop him if you can. He's also wanted for drug dealings in Edinburgh. Anyway, what does M got to say? You do seem to have a nose for trouble, 007. We don't know what Davidoff was intending to do here, and we don't know who else is involved, so be careful about trusting anyone until you're sure about their loyalties. Robinson, Chief of Staff, who has a beard in this game for some reason. Right, Bond, you're now in one of the more desolate regions of Kazakhstan. This place is one of the old Soviet nuclear testing facilities owned by the Russian Atomic Energy Department. We've kept an eye on all these places for years. This one is in the process of being decommissioned. They're disarming and dismantling any remaining warheads now. The other scientists are in the International Decommissioning Agency, which is a United Nations-sponsored organisation. They'll be managing the decommissioning to make sure it's environmentally responsible and safe. The whole place is being guarded by the CIS Army under the command of a man named Colonel Akakievich. Now, any of the people here may be secretly working for Renard. Those men you are with are disguised as Russian scientists. So keep pretending you're Dr. Arkov until you know what's really going on. Apologies for the English accent. And apologies to John Cleese for the falling. You're on your own for this one, Bond. Keep your cool and I'm sure you'll be fine. You're now disguised as Dr. Arkov. He was supposed to be on assignment decommissioning this testing facility, and it looks as if Davidov killed him to take his place. Okay. And we're off and running. Let's see if I can remember the controls from, 22 hours ago. Russian Atomic Defense Agency test facility. Kazakhstan.
All right.
Okay, that's very helpful, Shadow. Thank you very much. Sorry, what did he say? I missed that. I love an Euler diagram, which is quite funny. That DMG picture which explains the CI6 relationships. Yeah, because I've seen a similar one for like Great Britain and Ireland and the UK and Republic of Ireland and all that. And I do like those. It's also quite funny that it's called an Euler diagram because of course oil is quite important in this game. Anyway, massages, henchmen. All right, Arkov, you'd better find the officer in charge and let him know you're here. Okay, just gonna do a couple of gonna do some side steps and just have fun. Whee! Yeah, they don't suspect a thing. No, the General Arkov normally does this. Or Dr. Arkov. Yeah, no, I'm a general now. Yeah, that's just how it works.
Ah, you're back.
Hey, Matt, thank you very much for the resub. 17 months is far too long. No, that's awesome, mate. Thank you very much. I'll do some pirouettes in the desert just to whee. Or my alerts working? Did Sejiro pop up? Is that his name? Sejiro? I've already forgotten all of Persona 5's characters. Is this Christmas?
What are you doing here?
No, it's not.
Sorry to disturb you.
It worked. Cool. Are you Christmas?
Continue as planned. Continue as planned.
Continue as planned. Continue to where? I'm looking for Christmas. Come on. I'm looking for Christmas. Someone help me find Christmas. They said there'd be Dr. Christmas. Okay, can I get in the lift? I can get in the lift. Transport documents. My only gadget. Finding Christmas sounds like a Hallmark movie title. Yeah. Well, one of the missions later on, I tweeted the screenshot earlier. There's a mission that's called Escort Christmas to Mine Room, which sounds like a festive German porn. Someone put way more effort into animating that little piece of paper coming out than was necessary. They did, yeah. I'm actually surprised with the amount of infiltrate facility. I accidentally pulled out my gun and failed the mission. Can you feel her presence? No, I'm not Darth Vader. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't pull out. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the amount of hand stuff, like the reloading of the guns and everything like that. Between this and Perfect Dark, they did a very good job of the animations. Because in this one as well, I would say when it comes to, because both this game and Perfect Dark have secondary weapon functions as well as an option.
Not arouse suspicion.
And Perfect Darks, I don't think, unless there's not much that they do to the gun apart from like changing the animation, like making the way that you hold it slightly differently, like with the grenade launcher or something like that.
Busy.
But in this one, you actually see like Bond taking the silencer off the gun or something like that. So I'm very impressed with the animations. What I'm not impressed with is the signage in this place because I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. Oh, are you Christmas? Christmas! Christmas!
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
Sorry, Christmas.
Sorry to disturb you.
Okay.
right.
Oh.
Arkov. You better find the officer in charge.
Find the officer in charge.
Welcome to Kazakhstan, Dr. Arkov. It isn't often we see someone of your stature.
We found him.
I go where the work takes me. Oh, by the way, you have the transport documents?
I'm literally holding them in front of your face, you moron. Do I have to get rid of them?
Oh, by the way, you have the transport documents?
I'm holding them. Am I glitched in this now? Unarmed, okay.
Oh, by the way, you have the transport documents?
Take him. Take him.
Look for our
Oh.
IDA physicist. She'll tell you where you want to go.
I had to press the fire button to, you know, fire the transport documents at him. Because that's how that works. He can't see them unless I shoot them at his face. Are you Christmas?
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
You're still not Christmas.
Sorry to disturb you.
I'm looking for Dr.
Continue as
Jones.
planned.
I'm a big fan of his work with the Ark of the Covenant. Less so with the Temple of Doom. But I'm also very fond of the work that he did with my predecessor, Sean Connery. Ah yes, that's the outfit of a scientist right there. Do you want to see my passport?
Are you here for a reason? Who are you?
Arkov. Mikhail Arkov. And you are Miss...
Hey Rachel, how are you?
Dr. Jones. Christmas Jones. Papers, please. Okay, take the elevator. Your friends are already down there.
We're just meeting up with Denise Richards, because she is dressed as a nuclear scientist, as you can clearly see. And apparently she's already so attracted to me that she won't leave me alone. She loves the passport. She's a huge fan of the passport. Can't leave the passport alone. Been hella sick today, but I got the day off work. Oh, well, I'm so sorry that you're sick, but I'm glad that you didn't have to work through it. I wonder if it's the same thing that I had last week. I'm sorry if I infected you with it. Because yeah, it's going around everyone. Can I put this away now?
Your English is very good for a Russian.
I studied at Oxford.
The bomb's up ahead. I'll catch up to you. I want to check something.
Okay, well don't wreck something. Wow, she's got big shoes. Got some Spice Girl platform boots on right there. I mean, it was the late 90s. Can I blame you with infecting me with the crazy allergies I've been having today? Yes, because I believe allergies can be transmitted through internet cables. Hello?
You'll have to hurry to catch up with your friends.
She said go on without me. I don't have to catch up with her or anything. Yeah, I had a friend once who thought he'd been infected with an allergy. Turned out he'd actually just been possessed by Sacha Baron Cohen. He'd been infected with Ali G.
The bomb's up ahead. I'll catch up to you. I want to check something.
Okay, the bomb's up ahead. I'm going to just check my weapons. I've got the gun and 4 different watches. I'm waiting 4 watches. It's like Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings, except it's James Bond and the 4 watches. Gadgets, transport documents, and ID card. Hey, mate.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
You sure you don't want
Sorry to
you sure you don't want to look at my passport? Look. That was terrible, the Ali G thing. Yeah, I didn't think it was very funny either. But, you know, it was good enough for Sacha Baron Cohen to get his, to be able to make other things. Don't think I've actually ever seen... Oh no, I have seen some of Sacha Baron Cohen's actual work. I've seen The Dictator, which was quite funny. So do I open this door? Who do I show my passport to next? Come on. It's good to have you back in the chat, Rach.
Sorry to disturb you.
This is set in Kazakhstan and the Cohen character you reference is Ali G. Very good point. Very good point. I shall try and make glorious benefit of Christmas Jones and Denise Richards while I'm here. So, how do I open the door? Once again, I find myself... Do I... Oh, that's how. I'm gonna shut the door again. Bye-bye. What we got? I mean, Rach, you should know what to expect when you come into my chat. I mean, you literally made an emote for me explaining the situation.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
Nice to meet you, very busy. I'm James Bond. I mean, sorry, I'm Mikhail Arkov. I'm Mikhail Arkov. Sorry, forget that first name. Forget that first name you heard.
Sorry to disturb you.
I'm not James Bond. I am Mikhail Arkov. You can even
What are you doing
check my
here?
passport.
Sorry to disturb you.
That doesn't mean I'm not any less disappointed. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. Maybe that's the illness talking. My brain hurt writing that. That's definitely the illness talking. I'm sorry that your illness is making your brain hurt.
You will have to go around.
Alright, thank you, Beach Boys. Round, round, go around, just go around. I'll go around, round, 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 round and round.
This area is off limits.
Do you want me to go around? Okay, look, I'm going around.
You will have to go
I'm going around.
You will have to go
I am going around.
This area is off limits. This area is off
I'm going around.
You will have to go around.
Round, round, go around. I'll go around. I'll go around, round, 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 round. Alright, fine. See, that's why you should never go for a drink with the Beach Boys. Because they spend the entire time going round, round, get around. Ah, get around. Ah, get around. Get around. Ah, get around. Whereas you should always go drinking with the Sugar Babes. Because they spend the entire time going round, 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 baby, round, round, round. Just buy everyone drinks all night. I've started already quite manic on this stream. We're not even through the first level yet. Objective A complete. Infiltrate facility. And then immediately blow your cover.
He caught a bullet instead of a plane. You can't kill me. I'm already dead.
Not dead enough for me.
I should be grateful. You delivered the money, you killed King, and now you brought me the plane.
That bomb will never leave this place.
Neither will you. There's no point in living if you can't feel alive.
What?
Drop the gun. Now.
OMG.
There are too many new faces around here. Everyone's on the surface.
Whee! This bit is straight out of the film.
You're an imposter. Dr. Arkov is 63 years old. Who are you?
Those men are the imposters. They're stealing the bomb.
Escape from blast pit. Why do I suddenly get the feeling of Half-Life? Okay, hang on. I do have a gun. I have a gun. I also have auto-aim turned on because I'm a pansy. Except auto-aim's not quite working with these guys. Yesterday, well, after I'd finished the first part, I went and had a look at some reviews for Worlds Not Enough on N64, and one of the main things they talked about was the stormtrooper aim of the enemies. One of the main complaints they had was the AI of the enemies wasn't very good. So, we got to grapple out of this place, and oh look, how convenient. Hang on, I can never remember the. Yeah, it's hold B and press Z to change the function. So we want the watch grapple, and thankfully there is one small square that you jizz onto, and it creates a rope. And this apparently helps us out of here somehow. And I'm dead. Well then. Yeah, that happened. Alright. Well, we saved Christmas, we just killed ourselves. But on the plus side, I get to show everyone my passport again.
Alright, Arkov. We better find the officer in charge and let him know you're here.
Hey mate, passport.
Welcome to Kazakhstan, Dr. Arkov. It isn't often we see someone of your stature here.
Are you calling me tall?
Oh, by the way, you have the transport documents?
No.
Look for our IDA physicist. She'll tell you where you want to go.
IDA, huh? Well, I guess Ida better find her. There she is. Dressed like a nuclear physicist.
Are you here for a reason? Who are you?
Arkov. Mikhail Arkov. And you are Miss...
Dr. Jones. Christmas Jones. Papers, please. Okay, take the elevator. Your friends are already down there.
Round, round, get around. I get around. Hurry up, shorts. Round, round, get around. Going underground.
For a Russian.
I studied at Oxford.
The bomb's up ahead. I'll catch up to you. I want to check something.
Okay, I'm gonna waltz there. Fine, you leave the building first, and I'm gonna waltz my way there. Okay, I'm just gonna. This is how I walk. I'm sorry. Sorry, it's the control scheme I've selected. The controls in this game are very weird. I wonder if there's like a speedrun category for, you know, waltzing percent. So I wonder how many people in the chat I'm currently causing motion sickness to. Can't imagine Rachel's enjoying this very much with her with her brain hurting from all the puns earlier.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
You will have to go around.
Round, round, go around. I'll go around.
This area is off limits.
Look, the same joke is funny if you do it twice.
You will have to go around.
Go around, round, go around. I'm going around. I'll go around, round, 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 round. Fine. Mission failed. Reason, what the hell were you doing? You just waltzed right into the nuclear facility.
What are you doing
Yes,
here?
I did. How did you know?
Sorry to disturb you.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Da 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 da. Renard. Okay, we'll skip the cutscene. Okay, so I'm guessing I'm supposed to jump to some platform when I grapple. When I do the jizz grapple. Okay, I stink that's everyone. There aren't any fourth people, are there? Also, what happened to Christmas? Christmas fell into the hole with me. And somehow she has got herself out. Oh, thanks very much, mate. Guess I'll jizz grapple my way out. So where am I jumping to? I'm climbing up the jizz rope. If I fall down, I die. Right, okay. I think I solved the problem. I don't jump out of the thing from 200 feet in the air. I jump out next to it. Yeah, look at that. SMRT. That's why I'm a 00, because I work these things out. Always thinking. Yeah, how did you manage to get out? Oh, sorry, is your brain hurting? Did I tell too many puns earlier? Yeah, sorry, that'll happen. It's an affliction, I can't stop it. Unless you've assumed the position, and no. Right. So where am I going next? I guess I'm going to shoot some more guys, aren't I? Escape from blast pit. Auto aim struggling a little bit. Arjan, hello. Hi ho, hi ho. One of the 7 dwarves today. Do I have Insta? I do, but I don't tend to give it out to people that I don't know. Sorry. Having said that, the username is fairly easy to work out. Oh wow, that is straight out of the film. That bit, pushing the trolley, so that it breaks the door. Yeah, okay, so that broke that. Is there a way to get... Oh, there's a box. How convenient. Ah, but I can't jump up the box. There we go. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that bit is literally straight out of the film. That bit is... I really like the authenticity of that. Thank you for waiting for me to reload there. Very kind of you. Also, yeah, look at this. This is the weapons animation I was talking about earlier. They actually screw on the silencer and screw it off. Like, that's really cool. I love that that's a thing.
No hard feelings, Mr. Bond. We're even. Soon you'll feel nothing at all.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gotta waltz away. Gotta waltz away. Jumping out, jumping out, jumping out. Gonna die, gonna die, gonna die. And I'm dead. Okay. So. Oh, we have to do the whole mission again then. Oh, that's annoying. To be fair, we succeeded in every objective there. We avoided innocent casualties. We successfully infiltrated the place and we successfully escaped from the blast pit. I feel like Bond could have shot Renard through that. Well, in the film, he tries. And it's bulletproof glass. Because that scene is directly... Like, this entire sequence, I'm really impressed with this. This entire sequence is straight out of The World Is Not Enough. The whole blast pit thing and everything like that. He even grapples his way out. He grapples his way out of the pit.
Alright, Arco. You better find the officer in charge and let him know you're here.
So I am very impressed with how well they've adapted this particular mission. You know, some of the other missions are
I go where the work takes me.
obviously not as well adapted because they had to turn them into actual, you know, gameplay. But did I actually show them to him?
Oh, by the way, you have the transport documents? Look for our IDA physicist. She'll tell you where you want to go.
Okay. So here she is, inappropriately dressed Christmas.
Are you here for a reason? Who are you?
Arco.
Does he also try jumping from the ceiling?
And you
I
are...
can't remember. I think
Joe.
he
Christmas
grapples up to
Joe.
like a walkway
Paper,
above.
please.
That's what I was thinking, was that there was going to be some kind of walkway above, because later in the
Take the
sequence they
elevator.
climb
Your
out of
friends
one
are
of the
already
sort of
down
escape
there.
silos, or one of the sort of like the hatches that the missiles would open up to launch out of. They climb out of one of those, so I think I was jumping ahead of myself. You know, so to speak.
Your English is very good for a Russian.
I studied it.
I'm not Russian. This is not a speed run.
The bomb's up ahead. I'll catch up to you. I want to check something.
Your Czech is very good for an American.
You'll have to hurry to catch up with your friends.
Da 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 da. Okay. I think the problem, you know what the problem was? Not enough waltzing. If I'd waltzed my way out of that explosion, I would have 100% got there in time.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
This area is off limits.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
Sorry to
Nice to meet you, very busy. I'm Dad.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
No, your friend is very busy. You're just... Stop stealing your friend's name. Da 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 da. Look at this control panel. Look how shocked it is. Look, it's just screaming because it knows that it's being used to store nuclear weapons. Look at those eyes. Look at those red teeth. Ah! Or maybe it's because it knows that there are terrorists in here. Escape from the blasted pit. A lot of people think that the storyline for The World's Not Enough is incomprehensible, but I watched it yesterday and it made pretty decent sense to me. Okay, gotta get the jizz grapple. Dun 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 dun. Jizz walk away running. Boom. Made it. Didn't die. Give me a medal. Okay. How many bullets do you take? Okay. F goes halfway. Jump the box. Jump the thing. So before I actually activate the countdown, I have to jump up on this thing and then jump through here and out. Can I jump out of here though? Because I died. This was the very spot where I died. Can you jump out of this? Am I heading the right way or am I heading the wrong way? Oh no, you can't. Okay, right. Okay, that's going to be a bit tricky. I'm hoping the game is generous to me with that regard because it seems like it isn't. Oh! Where did you come from?
No hard feelings, Mr. Bond. Soon you'll feel nothing at all.
Okay, so strafing is faster than running forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang. She shut the door on me. She shut the door on me. I think there's a bit at the side I'm supposed to go through, possibly. Okay, well, we've been streaming for like half an hour now, and I'm still on the first level of 7. Doesn't bode well. I don't know if I'm supposed to run through that door or whether, because in the film you run through that door. Oops. Pulled out my gun instead of my passport. Again, that's the difference because... So here's the thing. In order to pull your gun out, you press A. In order to pull your passport out, you hold down A and press B. A lot of confusion that could happen that way.
Welcome to Kazakhstan, Dr. Arko.
Imagine if that was how things worked in the real world. There could be so many sort of diplomatic incidents, like someone accidentally pulling out their gun instead of their documents.
Look for our IDA physicist. She'll tell you where you want to go.
Are you here for a reason? Who are you?
Arkov. Mikhail Arkov. And you are Miss...
Dr. Jones.
Nuclear fallout
Christmas Jones.
all around
Papers,
me,
please.
and I'm shooting with
Okay,
my gun.
Take the elevator. Your
It's
friends
all
are
her
already down
fault.
there.
The one that's in the shorts there. That Dr. Christmas. Everyone.
Your English is very good for a Russian.
I studied at Oxford.
Actually, I'm Austrian. That's why I waltz all the
Bomb's up
time.
ahead. I'll catch up to you. I want to check something.
Just call me Christoph Waltz. Actually, no, don't, because then I'd be a Bond villain and I'd probably die. Let me in. Okay, I'm gonna get the body armor, because that doesn't protect me from the explosions at all.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
This area is off limits.
What are you doing here?
Sorry to disturb.
Oh hey, the scientist actually said something different that time, instead of just telling me his name was very busy. So actually the security guards, the last playthrough of this level, they took out the enemies for me. Still have to figure out the, there we go, alright. Okay. All the ammunition. So I'm thinking, because of the Nintendo Direct announcement last week, I want to do another speedrun of Banjo-Kazooie. So I'll probably do that later this week. And then it is officially October from Friday, so at that point I will start my my spooky playthroughs, or my horror-themed playthroughs. And they will last for most of the month of October, with maybe a couple of exceptions for Super Monkey Ball when that comes out. This is what I'm worried about, is that the explosions come towards me as I'm trying to jump up one of these boxes, and the game doesn't let me jump up the box because it's not quite high enough. It took 7 bullets to kill that guy. This is agent difficulty.
No hard feelings, Mr. Bond. We're even. Feel nothing at all.
Oh, I can actually start running away before he's actually pointed to the bomb. No, 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 no. Jump with the C button. Jump with the C button. Jump with the C button. Ah! Can I hide in here? No, I can't. So it is just an orange wall of death. Turns out you actually do need to seal the blast vault doors in order to sit. Did you type "there we go" just before I died, Vashpai? Be honest. There we go again.
All right.
Mamma mia.
You better find the
There we
officer
go
in charge.
again. Oh crap, I pulled out my gun again. Mamma mia, there we go again. Why'd he go and blast you?
All right, Arco.
Damn it! Stop pulling out your gun! Oh my god. Hold down A and press B. Hold down A and press B. Hold down A
All right, Arco.
and press B.
You better find the
There
officer
you
in
go.
charge and let him know you're here. Welcome to
Immediately after you started running. Yeah.
It isn't often we see someone of your stature here.
I go where the work takes me.
Oh, by the way, you have the transport documents? Look for our IDA.
As he pointed to the bomb.
She'll tell
Yep.
you where you want to go.
Da 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 da. Come on,
Are you
Denise.
here for a reason? Who are you?
Arkov. Mikhail Arkov. And you are Miss...
Dr. Jones. Christmas
Shoot this
Jones.
ID right between your
Paper,
eyes.
please. Okay, take the elevator. Your friends are already down there.
Come on. You want the ID? Follow me. Because you work for the IDA, and we know you can't spell IDA without ID. It's over here. Come on, come on, come on. There you go. I lured her into the nuclear site with a promise of a good ID.
Your English is very good for a Russian.
I studied at Oxford.
The Bond's up ahead. I'll catch up to you. I want to check something.
Before you wreck something? Because normally that's my job. Do you mind? Let me out of the lift. Don't worry, we'll finish this level soon enough and then the puns will stop. Who am I kidding?
What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Sorry to disturb you.
You will have to go around.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
Look at how fast I can sidestep. Just call me strafe fines. Okay, can I get my gun out now? Yeah, there we go. What happens if I can't run out of, yeah, I was about to say what happens if I run out of bullets before I leave the pit, but I don't use my gun to get out of the pit. There we go. Dart. Laser. Okay. Boom. So. That all of them? Oh, cool. Right, okay, so basically, make sure when the bomb goes off, make sure you run all the way down to the end of the corridor and through the blast door. Don't get caught on the outside, because Christmas is going to shut the door, and if you get stuck on the side of it, then, you know, Christmas has screwed you over. And not in the way that you want her to at the end of the film. Christmas Jones and me tell each other fairy tales. We stare at a nuclear weapon. Is it looking at you, man? I think that it is pointed at me. I got 1,000,000 of them. Okay, so I can activate the conversation and then run. Oh, but the bomb scene triggers if you get too far away from him. She shut the door on me again, what the hell? The door was open, I ran for it, and it shut in my face. Is there like a switch somewhere I have to hit? I need to investigate that area before I need to investigate that area before I start the chase to make sure, see if there is like a... Because if there's a door to open... If there's a switch to open it, there must be a switch to close it. Unless I'm just not running fast enough. I'm so confused. This level has baffled me. Come on. Come on. It's already 9 o'clock.
Welcome to Kazakhstan.
It's hoping to be done by 11.
It isn't often we see someone of your stature here.
On level 8.
I go where the work takes me.
Oh, by the way, you have the transport documents? Look for our IDA physicist. She'll tell you where you are to go.
Are you here for a reason? Who are you?
Arkov. Mikhail Arkov.
Come on.
And you are Miss...
Dr. Jones. Christmas Jones. Papers, please. Okay, take the elevator. Your friends are already down there.
Okay, in we get. Come on, Denise.
Your English is very good for a Russian.
I studied at Oxford.
The Bond's up ahead. I'll catch up to you. I want to check something.
Okay. Sorry. She stops in front of the thing every time. Quite understand it. Okay. Oh crap. Okay. They didn't see me pull my gun out, thankfully. Oops.
I'm sorry, I'm very busy.
This area is off limits.
Why am I
I'm
picking
sorry,
up the
I'm
body
very
armor and
busy.
it seems to do very little? It doesn't protect me from the bomb. Right, let's do this again, shall we? Oh, I crouched by it. I just did the Dado brain thing. Which one of these buttons isn't crouch? Jump, crouch, and touch. Touch, jump, and crouch. Do headshots count for nothing in this game? Not we yet, and boom. Want a spoiler? For the game. If you're talking about advice, then give me 2 seconds to check this corridor and see if there's some switch I'm supposed to hit, and then throw it at me. Okay, so I can't hit that. Even on agent difficulty, these guys take a lot of bullets to kill. Okay, there's nothing in here to suggest... This is just a random room from the looks of things. Unless... Oh, wait! Okay, there's a random empty thing here. That doesn't seem like it does anything at all. So, I'm going based off the film, which is supposed to be that you run and you jump through here just before it shuts. So if you don't do what you're supposed to do in the film, then what do you do? Fastbuy, I officially give you permission to tell me what to do because we have other levels to complete and I want to finish this game tonight. Because I'm wondering if this is one of these obscure things that just for some reason you're supposed to... As soon as you start turning, go back into the corner to see the strike bar above you. Cushions throwing the bomb ends. Jump to grab onto the striped bar. Oh! That thing! You know what? That is in the film. That is in the film. He grabs onto, I think they're like hanging chains or something, and he slides them through. But how on earth are you supposed to know to do that in the game? If you haven't seen the film, how are you supposed to know to grab that?
No hard feelings, Mr. Bond. We're even. Smooth feeling, nothing at all.
Okay, I've jumped for the bar. How are you supposed to know to do that? I mean, it's cool. It's very accurate to the actual. It's very accurate to the movie. But there's nothing in the game itself to tell you that you need to do that. PDW-90. Okay, I need something to put out the fire. Is Christmas Jones still here? No, she's not. Does this thing have a zoom on it? It does. Okay. Well, thank you, FastPie. Thank you for helping me through that. Hopefully, we don't need to repeat this level anymore. Okay, can I hop up onto this thing? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Yes, okay. And then hop over the fire. Cool. In the pit, maybe? What do you think this is? Robot Wars? Oh, we got a KA-47. A KA-57, sorry, because they don't have the rights to say AK-47. I wonder if that's an actual thing that, why did they construct a robot made of fur? Because it was hilarious. Hey, Christmas. Are we gonna die? Do I need to do something? No. Every other film went on fire because it was funny.
So you're a British spy. Do you have a name?
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Is that the end of that level? If you want to look it up on YouTube, its name is Diotor.
I have a present for you. Something that belonged to my father.
It's Irish.
He would have wanted you to have it.
Diotor, I think.
Compassionately, you advised him during my kidnapping.
His lapel pin.
But it's very valuable, you know. I just couldn't let it explode with the rest of him. Take her to the helicopter.
Wait, so we don't have the oil pipeline scene, do we? Okay. So M has now been captured by Electra King. Gonna Sabi Megami. City of Walkways 1. So are we now in Istanbul? Has the pipeline blown up yet? So this is the thing, Billy. Also, hello. In the film, after this sequence, the stolen plutonium is said to be in the oil pipeline, and Bond goes into the pipeline on like a remote control thing in order to catch it up and defuse the bomb. And that's when the pipeline blows up. But we just had the cutscene where Electra King kidnaps M, which happens after that. So it looks like in the game that part is cut out. I guess they couldn't find a way to make it work in the FPS format, which is a shame because it's a cool little sequence. But we're now in City of Walkways 1. This implies it's going to be a big level. Oh yes, we get to see Zukovsky. I love him. He's the funniest character in World Is Not Enough. Robbie Coltrane as Valentin Zukovsky is in GoldenEye and The World Is Not Enough, and he is a very, very funny character. Alright. So, mission objectives. Locate Zukovsky, keep Christmas Jones alive, do not eliminate your allies. Because Christmas Jones is not an ally. Costs too much to animate, yeah. Okay, so M is now missing. We have a red alert, Bond. Electra King has killed M's guards and abducted her. It is imperative that you find M, Bond. This is the other reason why The World Is Not Enough is one of my favourite Bond films, because M actually does something. She actually gets out from behind her desk and goes into the field and does something. I was looking forward to the blown up pipeline. Sorry, Billy, so was I. So it's kind of disappointing that it's not in this game. Oh well. Electra told M that she was worried after you went missing in the middle of the night, and persuaded M to come out to Turkey. It was a trap. Evidently, Electra and Renard are conspiring together. I'm sure you remember Valentin Zukovsky. He used to be KGB, or possibly K68, depending on this font. but is now the legitimate owner of a casino and caviar fishery. He is still a useful source of information, however. We know that Elektra has been losing large amounts of money at Zukowski's casino L'Or Noir in Baku. That's a good name for a casino, actually, in the oil part of the world. If you don't know French, L'Or Noir means black gold. So yeah, for both caviar and oil, that's a fantastic name for a casino. We think it must have been her way of secretly paying him off. Find out what Zukowski knows, and we may be able to help him. And now a message from John Cleese. Well, no doubt you will be able to persuade Mr. Zukowski to talk, one way or another. This game needs proofreaders. One way or another, John. One way or another. Just go and listen to some Blondie, they'll set you right. Still, if you do need to take a quiet look at his records, you may find this covert modem handy. Simply attach it to any computer and it will download and transmit to us any stored data. I like how it says legitimate owner as though being in the KGB was illegal. Yeah. Totally legitimate. Also, I haven't heard the word modem in quite a few years. That's a the word modem in itself is a throwback. I miss modems. Modi? Nah. Surveillance. Christmas Jones will be able to help you find the warhead which Renard has stolen. Make sure she stays safe with her giant yellow shoes. Honestly, look at the size of those. Those are some Jerry Halliwell platformers. Platforms, not platformers. I'm too much of a gamer. I say platformers instead of platforms. Valentin Zukowski, former K-68. Zukowski is now a legitimate businessman. I am a legitimate businessman doing legitimate businessman things. I am a coconut businessman. He will be able to provide valuable information. Locate Zukowski and find out what he knows. Well, the first thing he needs to know is that he's tied his bow tie too tight around his neck. Zukowski Guard. Zukowski's caviar fishery is a valuable asset, so his guards here are armed with military surplus assault rifles. Make sure you don't harm these men by mistake. Zukowski Guard. Zukowski's caviar fishery is a valuable asset, so his guards here are armed with military surplus assault rifles. Make sure you don't harm these men by mistake. Wow, they were really struggling to come up with people to talk about. It's a perfect model of Coltrane. I think it's yeah. I can't decide whether that one or the one in GoldenEye is better. The one in GoldenEye is definitely better, certainly in the face. But then I don't think the outside of Pierce Brosnan, they didn't actually use the likenesses of any. Or did they use Judi Dench? It kind of looks like Judi Dench. Maybe they did, and I'm just. I guess they did. Yeah. No, they did use the likenesses. I'm being an idiot. Because look, they're right there. Of course they paid for their image rights. Have you ever had caviar? Yes, I have. It was all right. I certainly wouldn't pay a lot of money for it.
M that Renard has escaped with a nuclear warhead.
Red alert. Listen, 007. M is missing. Electra King killed her guards and abducted her.
Electra must have been in league with Renard ever since she was kidnapped.
It looks that way. What is your current situation?
I've overlooked one critical element. The Luger caviar.
Oh right, so this is the this is Zukowski's caviar factory. Okay, I think we were going to the casino, but no, this makes sense as well. What it's like to make an adaptation of a film where you don't have the rights to the actors' likenesses. I do, because that's all of the Lego games. Lego Lord of the Rings. Lego, you know, Lego Indiana Jones, all those. Also, hey look, this is totally not a BMW convertible because they didn't have the rights to use the BMW convertible design. Although actually, this picture that you're looking at right now is actually longer than you saw the BMW for in the film itself. Because the BMW is in Q's lab at the start for about 30 seconds. It then shows up in this cutscene for about 30 seconds, and then it's chopped in half by a helicopter with a chainsaw. I wonder how much BMW paid for that deal, and I wonder if that's the reason why BMW never appeared in another James Bond film again, because they felt like they'd been done a little dirty by that. Do I have a silencer for this gun? I do. Nice. Is Electra King M's daughter? No. So Electra King is the daughter of Robert King, who is one of M's best friends. And he was killed off in the opening sequence of the film, and Electra King is now has now inherited his oil empire, and she is the villain of the film because she's trying to blow up the city of Istanbul so that all of the oil from the east has to go through her pipeline to go to the west. That's basically the plot of the film. Which doesn't necessarily preclude her from being her mother. That's not true. Yeah, no, that is true actually. But Judi Dench, I think, is everyone's mother. Particularly going by Skyfall, where the villain calls her mummy all the way through in a kind of little bit creepy way. BMW will appear freely licensing games after this one. Yeah, so I think Aston Martin came back into the movie franchise with Die Another Day, which was 2002. But yeah, the games did their own thing after this. Because Die Another Day and Casino Royale, to the best of my knowledge, didn't have any kind of game adaptations. And then Quantum of Solace did, and that is the only one of the 21st century to have had a video game adaptation, which is probably the best one for it, because Quantum of Solace was all action and no plot, so perfect for a video game.
Quickly, sit over there and look happy to see him.
Have you seen a weight electric Judy Hench? I can't clear Judy Wrench. Okay, that's enough from you, Shadow. Go and sit over on the Judy bench.
Call security and congratulate them. Can't you just say hello, like any normal person?
Hello, Valentin. I need to know about Renard.
I'm afraid I cannot help you. Renard is too dangerous to cross, even for the sake of our old friendship. He would kill me, even if he found out you were here talking to me.
I think Renard is working with Electra King. They've stolen a nuclear warhead and kidnapped M.
Helicopters and mercenaries, lots of them coming this way.
I see that I have no choice in the matter then. I will make you a deal. Keep those thugs outside away from me, and I'll give you everything I have on Renard and Electra. My records are stored on a computer in the office of the fishery further out from the shore.
Look out!
Okay, so the objectives are: locate Zukovsky, complete. Keep Christmas Jones alive, do not eliminate your allies, keep Zukovsky alive. Retrieve computer files from fishery office. She fought in World War I, Judy Trench. Did you go through the entire alphabet until you could find one? Yeah, no, she was quite the she had quite the string of lovers in her day. In fact, her nickname back then was Judy Wench. Until she was discharged from the army, banished from whence she came. They're getting worse, aren't they? Yeah. Or maybe they're getting better, I don't know. I'm kind of sitting on the fence. Then, of course, she took a year off when she was studying in Paris, and she was known as Judy French. I made these jokes about a decade ago with appropriate photoshops. Well, it's certainly better than inappropriate photoshops, I can tell you that much. No one wants to see inappropriate photoshops of Judi Dench. You know, she's national treasure, needs to be treated with respect. There's the door. Let's drop the Judy Pretench, yes. I found a Soviet cast, KA-57. Okay. I suppose I don't really need the silencer on the gun anymore. If M ever offers you a drink, it's a Judy Quench. Judy Ubermensch. That one is true. She is a Judy Ubermensch. Oh. Okay, you're not one of Valentine's guards. It's hard to tell who's Valentine's guards and who's not, because apparently... Okay, so I'm guessing that the beige chinos are the bad guys, which is totally believable. Boing. I can't jump over the fence, can I? Stupid level boundaries. Are you here? Hello. I suppose you're wondering why I sent for you. No hidden guns. Are you done now? Okay. Well, let us say that that is the end. Hello, guys. Okay. Is this a conveyor belt? It is. Ooh, nice. Memories of GoldenEye coming back. Look at them. They've got no idea I'm coming. Hey, gang. Surprise! You'll never see me coming. Of course there are no hidden guns. This is a legitimate caviar factory. Look at this totally legitimate conveyor belt. Conveys a lot of things. Whoa! Okay. That guy had a totally legitimate grenade launcher. Not entirely sure what that does, but it's a lever and I have to pull it. What shall I use my one big grenade on? I should probably save it for something special. Can I have some body armor, please? Can I have some body armor, please? Spinning round in circles so that they can never hit me even if they try. Whoa, something blew up. Oh crap, someone else has got a grenade launcher. Yeah, someone else has got a grenade launcher. Ah! Ow. Okay. You're going to die by werewolf. Yeah, okay. There you are. Where are you? Okay, that's another grenade launcher taken care of. Do you have body armor? Come on, this is a legitimate caviar factory. It should have body armor. Again, I'm pulling levers. I have no idea what they do. Okay, someone's blowing themselves up over there. This is actually Banshee Boardwalk from Mario Kart 64. I've just realised that. Should be seeing ghosts on the track any minute now. Oh, I'm so excited for Mario Kart 64 on the Switch. Online Mario Kart 64. I'll be able to use the lightning... body armor! I'll be able to use the lightning on that jump on Wario Stadium from across the country and across the world. Got some grenade ammo. I just know that I'm going to accidentally blow myself up with this and it's going to be... It's going to be a nightmare. Does this thing have a... No, none of these have zoom on them, do they? This is like Bridge of Spies. I can't see... All the reviews of this game praise the draw distance, but I can't see a damn thing. That's... Yeah, okay, I've just accidentally wasted two. I meant to get out the AK-47. I just wasted my two grenades. Whoa! Someone has a rocket launcher. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go this way. Do you mind? Do you mind? What you doing, Winston? I've got one bullet left. That was good. Oh. Okay, you're gonna get it. There we go. Oh, you don't ragdoll like in GoldenEye. Oh, that's such a shame. I'm going to challenge you to Mario Kart on the Switch. I'm happy to do that. Let's. I feel like I should play more games with my viewers. Like, so, yeah. If I can get it working, if I can get the online play working at the same time as the streaming, and my internet connection doesn't, you know, go nuts. Yeah, I am happy to play Mario Kart and Smash Brothers and whatever else is on there. Star Fox 64, never played it. Why not? Feel like it would be good fun. Imagine if they put Banjo-Tooie on Switch and we could do like the FPS on that. Oh, it's so good. Hang on, I've got one bullet. What am I doing? Okay. Turn the wains against us. I love it when I can make a still game reference and people get it. One of the ones that I do a lot is anytime I walk into a place, anytime I walk into a room and it's quite warm, I just go out of nowhere, just, oh, they warm in here, Navid. And anyone who understands that reference is very cool in my book. Send me a friend request on Switch. When the stuff comes out, we'll do it live on stream. But if I do it right now, I'll forget. So, but I think that'll be fun because I honestly have not played Mario Kart 64 in many years. So that'll be a good time. Bum 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 bum. All right. I know that some channels have a thing where you can only play with the streamer if you have a subscription, but my channel's still quite small to be doing that. So I think playing with followers is a good compromise for now. I haven't played Smash Brothers multiplayer for a long, long time, so that'll be interesting. Is this the records? He's got a single computer that doesn't look like it's plugged into any sort of wall or anything like that. I have no idea what's going on. Dropping down the ladder. Is this what I'm supposed to do? Retrieve computer files from fishery office. Oh, hang on. I probably have like some kind of disk in my gadgets that I need to use, don't I? Okay. Covert modem. Did that without even turning on the computer. How amazing is that? Okay, so now objective F, get out of here. Hey! That wasn't too bad. Was that level 9? 5 more to go. 2 more of these. Oh, there's the chainsaw chopper. The chopper. Chopper, 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 chopper. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Gonna savvy the gammy. We haven't had much of the Bond theme in this game, have we? City of Walkways 2. Oh, is this going to be a boss fight against the helicopter? Return to Zukovsky, collect equipment from Zukovsky's car, do not eliminate your allies. So, it seems Elektra will go to extremes to prevent Zukovsky from telling you anything. Get back to him as fast as possible and make sure that he and Dr. Jones are still safe. We're picking up traces of multiple helicopters closing on your position, Bond. They are normally used by King Industries to clear forest sites, but they'd make pretty effective weapons too. Stay out of their way. This whole place is a maze of walkways and warehouses, so even if one route gets cut off, you should still be able to find a way back to Zukovsky so long as you keep moving. We're analysing the data you got from Zukovsky's computers now. It is going to take a while, unfortunately. He's been a busy man. We'll keep at it, but I don't think you've got time to dawdle. Surveillance. Christmas Jones will be able to help you find... yeah. Zukovsky must have information which is critical to Elektra and Renard. Get back to Zukovsky and find out what he knows that is worth killing him for. Yeah, okay. I wonder if they were struggling for levels and so they decided to turn Zukovsky's compound into 2 levels rather than 1. Kind of feels like that. I'm looking forward to the later games and James Bondster pieces where they actually... Did they not get John Cleese for this one? Did you not say it yesterday, or was it someone else that said that they actually did get John Cleese for this game? Because it certainly sounds like John Cleese. It's certainly better than my impression of him anyway, if it is a sound like. Body armor! Wow, that's a lot of guns. Okay, I'm slightly concerned by the fact that they've given us all these guns right at the start, and oh my god. I've got 1 grenade, I've got my stunning watch. Door's locked. My allergies are beating me down today, so I'm not all here. I think I remember someone saying something about they got John Cleese, but he was the only actual cast member that they got to voice the characters. Everyone else is a sound alike. But I could be wrong. How am I doing here? Ooh, big red lever. Let's push it. Ah! Ah! Gotta make a run for it. Gotta make a run for it. Is this thing gonna come back and hit me? Yeah, it's coming. Oh lord, it's coming. Oh, I accidentally... Stupid auto-aim targeted the wrong guy. Boo. Although James Bondster pieces sounds like it should be a thing. If you guys want to, if you guys are James Bond fans, highly recommend the podcast Smersh Pod, which is a comedy podcast where they go through each of the Bond films in turn, and then once they've done each of the Bond films, they go through each of the other films that the James Bond actors did. JC did voice and precise. They got Jesus Christ to provide voice and likeness for this game. Wow! Can't imagine the budget it must have cost them to do that. Of course, they actually they got the opposite for GTA San Andreas. Rather than getting JC, they got CJ. Slightly terrified about this helicopter. Is it going to cut through the building? Your nephew has a cold and is sneezing a lot. Well, I'm so sorry. I probably accidentally infected them through infecting other people. Like 6 degrees of separation and all that. But yeah, it's definitely going round, Billy. There's a lot of... the worst cold I've ever had is definitely something that a lot of people are experiencing right now. All of our immune systems are knackered from staying inside for 18 months. So, yeah, I can 100% believe that. Is this guns? Yay, grenade ammo! Are we going to have to blow up this computer? No, not the computer, the helicopter. I don't have any gadgets. What are the objectives? Return to Zukovsky. Collect equipment from Zukovsky's car. Do not limit your eyes. Nothing about destroying the helicopters. Hockey. That's the bit I've already come from. Is there a door out of here then? I hope I don't get the cold. It is, I know what you mean. Because obviously you don't want to be unwell, but at the same time, if you get the cold, then it means that the next one you get will be slightly less bad because your immune system will know how to deal with it. Because apparently last year there was no flu season. And the reason for that was because everyone was inside and no one was mixing, and so there was no opportunity for the colds and the flus to transmit. And because of that, everyone's immune systems aren't ready for this year's, and so it's going to be a lot worse. So we all kind of need to catch the colds so that our immune systems get better at it. And I have no idea what I'm doing or where I'm going. I'm slightly terrified that this chopper is coming after me. Where's the chopper? Okay, the chopper's going over there. Okay, right, that's fine. I haven't looked at it, but I'm certain you have to destroy the helicopter. I probably do, I just don't like not knowing what it is. There it is. Okay. Terrified. I don't like having my back to it. That's the problem. Okay, it's now, I can't hear it, so I'm going to assume that it's going for another run around. I mean, Bond had to destroy the helicopter in the, Oh crap, wrong guard! Ah! Damn it. James Bond did have to destroy the helicopter in the film, but he did that by shooting a gas line, and then it got blown up in the gas explosion. But this game is giving you a lot of ammo, which does say to me that you're gonna have to destroy the chopper at some point. Assuming there is one chopper, not two, because I can't really. They both look the same. Oh! Okay, there might be two helicopters. Genuinely scared the crap out of me, that. I just about shot myself there. Favourite vertical tricolour flag, totally not related to this stream. Well, that's obviously Judy French. I think I made that joke earlier. I think my favourite vertical tricolour flag is the one that Paul Chowdhury made on Taskmaster. France is not horizontal. If the French flag was horizontal, it would be the Dutch flag. You can stand here, the ramp comes down, the chopper sees the opportunity, comes forward. Well, it depends what you mean. Like, it has horizontal stripes, is the Dutch flag. But I don't know if you mean like horizontal in different definition. I think I got a code. Leave the guards to take care of him. Give me the GL40. Horizontal stripes, 3 colours top to bottom. Okay. I think Egypt's is pretty cool. Egypt's is black and red, isn't it? Not enough flags have black in them, so I would say Egypt probably. Oh wow. Kids see these graphics, they'd be thinking, what is this? Well, I don't want to. I think kids should be raised to not think that graphics are the be-all and end-all. Because I've always maintained that games should be fun and not flashy. And I don't just say that because I'm a Nintendo fan, and Nintendo have not been a graphical powerhouse for about 20 years. Okay. Sprint through here, stop to shoot that guy. Getting shot at. Who the hell is shooting at? Few Middle Eastern countries have black in the flags. They do. It's I think is it an Arabic thing or
Look out!
When he says look out, I'm terrified that that's going to mean the chopper is about to chop through the building and I've got to sprint for it. Body armor. Thank you for all the ammo. Where do I go now? Yeah. Oh no, Germany's got black in its flag. Might be the only European country. I do like the German flag. Oh crud. I just saw that thing fly towards me, that chopper. I am genuinely terrified of this thing, I have no idea. Okay, right. I have a grenade launcher. I have a grenade launcher. Yeah, it's firing grenades at me, okay. Wasn't close enough. How many hits does this thing need? Okay, it's flying away. Here's the other one. Okay. This is genuinely really tense. Am I back where I was before? I think I am. Genuinely terrifying. As I imagine it would be in real life. Have you played the original Doom? I have played the original Doom, I've never finished it. But it is a very good game, and it's precisely an example of why great graphics, or graphics don't stop a game being great, and oh my god, my body armor is now completely gone. I have, all these places look the same. Anyway, Shadow, why were you asking about the about flags? Is it because this place is in Azerbaijan? Because Azerbaijan has a pretty cool flag. Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! Yeah! That's what I thought. I'm dead. Damn it! For a painting thing. Okay. I mean, there are some really, really cool looking flags in Africa. African flags have a lot of vibrant colours that we don't normally see that often. You have a shield with 3 bits to paint. Well, I hope you have a lovely Sunday evening painting your bits. Okay. I do love that they took the time to animate and model the choppers. Like, because that is genuinely, it is one of the more terrifying moments in a James Bond film with these flying saw blades of death that could cut into the building you're in at any single moment. Genuinely scary. Because that's the thing that I don't like. This is why I don't play that many horror games, is I don't like games where you know there is something out there that is coming for you and could jump out at you at any second and kill you instantly. I don't like it when you can't see the thing that is after you. Just, if any of you saw my Pikmin 2 stream talking about the water rate, this is a very similar thing to that. Can I jump on this thing? Oh my god, I can. Wait, did I land on... Okay, I'm down here. Don't know if I'm meant to be down here. I jumped off by accident. Hope there's a way back up, otherwise I'm kind of screwed with the capital F. Is there a way back up, or have I just absolutely shafted myself by trying to take a shortcut? There's a ladder. Oh, thank God. Good. Developers of this game are not idiots. Okay. There you go. Shooting from half a mile away with a pistol. James Bond, ladies and gentlemen. Is that auto aim? The chopper's coming back, or did I just scare them off? When they say look out, I genuinely don't know whether they mean look out because the chopper's coming, or look out because the guards are here, because one is significantly more scary than the other one. Body armor! Did those guys kill? They did kill everyone. Good for you. Yeah, this is where does it show up? Over here, or... I have 6 grenades. Can I actually blow this thing up, or is this just a waste of time? Feels like this is a waste of time. Feels like it's indestructible. Okay, 6 grenades to the face. Still not dead. I think it's safe to assume I can't blow up the helicopters. Oh wow, I lost all my body armor. They must have blown up a barrel next to me. Wow, those two guys were sharing a body. Right, so it was here where the chopper caught up to me, so I'm just going to sprint down here and hope it doesn't chop me in half from behind. I can hear it, I can hear it. There it is. Body armor! Need to lower the bridge. Oh! Car! Collect equipment from... What's that thing? Rocket launcher! Destroy the attack helicopter. There we go. Okay, I've got 8 shots at this. Where is the thing? Just out of draw distance. Okay, good. Okay, are you going to slow down? You're going to slow down for me? Good boy. Okay, well it doesn't help that that giant radar thing is in the way. God, this radar thing is useless. Okay, so that's 3 out of 8. Wasted them all. I'm going to reload. How many hits does this thing need? Oh, come on! At least one of these has got to hit, right? Nope. And I'm nearly dead. Oh my god. Does this thing have a lock-on system or something? Auto. Wait, And the aiming on this thing is so rough. Got one left. One left. Please tell me there's more ammo in his car. There is. Okay, thank God. But oh my God, this is really tough. I haven't landed a single hit yet. I also don't know what the difference is between auto and guide. Is it meant to be lock on? I'm dead. Man, that's a long level followed by a really, really fiddly, difficult battle. Alright. That's 10 PM. Still got 5 levels I have to do. Been streaming for nearly 2 hours and I've done 2 levels? Okay. The best thing to do is just sprint through the level. Might have a quick peek at the manual for the game to see if it tells me how to operate the rocket launcher. The game gives you a lot of body armor in this level. And if there are still 4 levels after this, I'm curious how much more difficult the later levels are going to be. And exactly what the levels are going to involve, because, you know, a nuclear submarine probably doesn't lend itself very well to a first-person shooter level. Let's see. Hello. Thought I killed you. I think guide means you have to move the crosshairs to guide the rocket. And auto is homing, I guess. But move it with what? Because it seemed like I was just moving the stick and still moving Bond. I'm so confused. Jumping with C up is never not going to feel weird. Oops, that was close. I like the touch of the sound design of them. Like, anytime the helicopter came in contact with a building, you heard like the sound of wood cutting or cutting through wood and metal. That's a neat touch because they didn't have to do that. But I do like that. More body armor. Oh, in this timeline, that one guard took out the two of Zukovsky's bodyguards. Shame. Same way to go to get ready for Metroid. All right. Thanks for stopping by, Matt. Have a good night. I'll hopefully raid you later. We'll see how things go tonight. Okay, so I think here I just need to. I'm gonna. Oh, jeez. Body armor! It gives you a lot of body armor in this level. I guess you do just have to sort of run for it, don't you? But I love, yeah, like cutting through the walkways and having them collapse. So, ow! Okay, well that's all my body armor gone in 2 shots. Thanks, grenade launcher man. Nice. Nice. Ow. Any more body armor around here? No. this where I sprint? Yeah, okay, here. Okay. Got the rocket launcher, get the body armor. Okay. We'll try auto again. See what happens with that. Okay, I'm also going to go into the controls and I'm going to turn off auto center. Or auto level. So that I'm always looking up. Helps a lot. Wait for it to slow down like that. Will you stop moving for a second, please? There we go. Oh, come on! How are none of these hitting? I don't understand this at all. There we go. It took 8 attempts for me to get one shot off. I think it's the grenade launcher. Does it have to be the rocket? Has to be the rocket. Grenade doesn't travel as far. Ow. This is really hard. This is like the Hind D fight in Metal Gear Solid 1, only with worse aiming. Oh my god! And nowhere to hide from it. And it seems like, I'm pretty sure, that, oh, that's a lovely logo on there, I am just noticing. It does seem like, if you're not close enough to the helicopter, then the hitbox isn't there and the missile just sort of fades into the distance. I don't even know where the thing is now. There it is. God, this is horrendous. I'm dead. That's horrific. Destroy the attack helicopter. I landed 1 hit on it. 1 hit. Okay, I'm looking up the manual. Oh wow, it gives you missions. It gives you mission descriptions. And it doesn't give you advice on the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is not in here. The rocket launcher is called like the RL something. It's not in here. Well, that's helpful. It's not in the I guess I just have to keep doing it until I beat the thing. Which is very infuriating. Alright. The game does say that with the expansion pack, apparently I can access high colour mode. Which apparently gives us more vibrant colours. Maybe I'll switch that on, see if that gives us a difference. Because if I haven't got it on, then maybe the graphics aren't as useful. Maybe if I turn it on, the helicopter will be easier to see. Let's have a quick look at that, see if there's a difference. Graphics. High color. Is it just me, or is that wildly better? Buy the expansion pack to make the game possible. Let me try switching it off again. It's a little better. Look on the internet on how to beat the helicopter. I'll give one more go, Billy, and then I will try that, I think, because, yeah. I don't want to spend too much time sort of looking up how to do these things. I feel like part of the point of these games is to figure out these things yourself, but holy crap, this is, yeah. Genuinely, graphics are already a lot better, although the frame rate does seem to be tanking a little bit. Not sure if that's just me, but yeah, that's a lot better in terms of graphics. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference on the screen, but holy crap. I've played about 2/3 of this game with low-res graphics, and this is much better. Much clearer. Although actually, it doesn't seem like the draw distance doesn't seem as good. Also, the guy with the grenade launcher just blew himself up, which is funny. And he blew up the guy next to him. FDD, Fandabby Dozy. Got some grenade ammo. Hello. Yeah, okay. The frame rate is definitely suffering here. Also, this walkway is wobbling, and will I reach it? Will I reach it? Yes! Shortcut! Okay, that's a cool little feature. I was able to cut out that whole section by running across the walkway before the helicopters made it collapse. Neat. Body armor. No, this time. Oh, I didn't even see you last time. Can I go around the back here? I can't. Okay, so I do actually have to face the chopper head on. Okay. It's annoying that if you do get shot and you're wearing body armor, you don't get any indication that you've been shot. Your health just goes down. Which is kind of unfortunate. Wow, okay, that was cutting it close. But yeah, already I feel like this game looks so much better. The expansion pack really makes a difference. I think I'm going to use a grenade for these two. This game did use the expansion pack. It used the expansion pack, the memory pack, and the rumble pack. It really was, if you loved N64 accessories, this was the game for you. The only one it doesn't use is the transfer pack, because, you know, you can't play your Pokemon in here. But yeah, this game came out in 2000, so, you know, this game came out the year after Donkey Kong 64, which was bundled with the expansion pack. But yeah, they actually made good use of it, because honestly, the difference in the colours between standard and high colour mode, now that I've turned it on, is actually really notable. So I'm actually going to hang back here and see if the chopper goes in front of me along the path. Yeah, there it goes. So we're going to run behind it. Is it going to turn round? No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. So we don't get shot at. Right, there was a Game Boy Color 007 game they could have added stuff in. You know, there might have been actually, because yeah, I've just realised that yes, there actually were games that did that. Perfect Dark had a Game Boy version, and I think the two could talk to each other through the transfer pack. I genuinely think you're right. Okay, here we go. Destroy the attack helicopter. I'm going to see what this guide thing actually does. If this actually does anything. If I fire this. No, so... no idea what the guide thing is meant to do. What on earth does guide have to do with it? I'm so confused by that guide thing. It just replaces half the screen with a bit of radar. Okay, I got one hit in. I got one hit in. Okay, I actually think I need to... I didn't collect the body armor that's down here, so actually, yeah. Get the body armor. Get the ammo. Try hitting it again, shall we? What on earth is the point of the guide? What on earth is the point of the radar? It just feels... yeah. Switching it to auto. Doesn't seem to make a blind bit of difference. Okay, that's 2 hits. No idea how many hits it takes, but... yes! Okay, well, we lucked out there. Oh my god, please don't tell me there's another one. Oh no, there's just more enemies. Oh. Okay. That was the worst level yet. I mean, I know what they were going for with the
I sometimes get hold of Russian machinery for electric...
with the attack helicopter fight, but you really needed a lock-on thing there.
Job. My nephew Nikolai is smuggling some equipment to Istanbul for her. Elektra has tried to kill me already, so Nikolai may be in danger. This is my business now too, Mr. Bond.
Hockey. Savvy the Gammy. Turncoat. Oh, so this is the bombing at the former KGB office in Istanbul. From the looks of things. Pursue Bullion. Don't let him get away. Bullion was played by the British rapper Goldie, who did this and then appeared on Strictly Come Dancing, and I don't think has done anything else in his career, really. Message from Robinson, Chief of Staff. We need to know where Elektra and Renard have taken M. It looks as if Zukovsky will be able to help you find out. It appears that Zukovsky has taken over what used to be a K-68 safe house during the Cold War, and is using the communications equipment there for his own affairs. He's having affairs? Sleazy guy. Hopefully Zukovsky will be able to contact his nephew Nikolai and discover where Nikolai is supposed to be delivering his smuggled goods to Elektra. And from John Cleese, well, there's not a lot we can help you with here, 007. There's one point of hope, however. M is carrying the locator card, which Renard's men took from the warhead when they stole it from Kazakhstan. This card has a GP5 signal transmitter built in, and if M can somehow reactivate the card, you might be able to track her. Cool. What it doesn't mention is
This
that...
used to be a KGB safe house. We're trying to use the surveillance equipment to contact Nikolai's submarine.
Submarine. What class of submarine?
You call it Victor 3.
Nuclear. That's what Renard wants. The sub itself. If they put the warhead in the sub's reactor, they'll get an instant catastrophic meltdown.
But why?
The explosion will destroy Istanbul and contaminate the Bosphorus for decades. There'll be only one way to get oil out of the Caspian Sea. Electra's pipeline.
I've got something on the emergency frequency. 2 6-digit numbers, cycled every 15 seconds.
That's a GPS signal. It must be M, using the locator card from the bomb. The signal is coming from here.
Maiden's Tower.
Bomb!
Straight out of the film, that bit.
I've got to stop Bully and warning Renard.
Leave his affair alone. Well, we have to make sure he doesn't suffer the same fate. Fate spelled F-E-T-E.
Don't let him get away.
Okay. I've got my watch stunner. Did he climb the ladder? I literally just have my watch stunner. Got a gun. Yes, because Turkish builders always have a gun on their scaffolding. What were the objectives again? Pursue Bullion, don't let him get away. Okay. This is like a sequel to the, Okay, was it just me, or did it sound like there was like a Metal Gear Solid alert noise there? That was weird. Okay, you're a civilian, yeah. This is like a sequel to the Streets of St. Petersburg level from GoldenEye. Oh no, it's part of the music is what it is. It's just part of the music. Yeah. That trumpet sound sounds a bit like the Metal Gear Solid alert theme, and that's what threw me off. That one. Whoa, she was in just a towel. Oh look, it's the actual only instance of the James Bond theme we've heard so far in this. Oh, auto-aim doing me nasty there. This looks like the room that from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where John Walker's mate died. That was in Prague rather than Turkey, though. Nice of them to animate in him falling off the balcony. That's a neat touch. I need to turn on the auto level again. Yeah, the auto aim was aiming through the walls at that guy, which is impressive. I mean, that's a hell of a sight on that gun if he can do that. But unfortunately, the bullets aren't quite at the same technological advancement. Is James Bond the reason why Constantinople changed to Istanbul? I don't think he's that old. It's quite ironic that the name Constantinople hasn't been constant. I think Constantinople has been known as Istanbul since something like the 1920s. It's not a recent thing. Okay, I'm going to jump onto a building, and instead I fell to my death because that's how that works. The whole time changed the name to try to shake a spy. I mean, he'd still know where it was. You know, this isn't the Thompsons. Like, there's no point changing your name and going into witness protection if you live in the same house. If the entire town did the Simpsons thing and moved 5 miles
is
down the road, maybe. But, you know. That's a load of Istanbul yeah.
007, Zukovsky's driver bullion planted the bomb. Don't let him get away.
Istanbul is actually named after the founder of the city, whose name was Mr. Stanley Bull. He decided to name it in the style of I, Claudius, so that's why it's known as I, Istanbul. Da 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 da. The Magnum was one of the best guns in GoldenEye. Just the sound effect it made. It was a really satisfying sound effect when you fired it. Also, these, it looks like it kills them in one hit, which is awesome. Good parasocial relationship with a bull, I stand bull. Still not a fan of the verb to stand. Also, I think you can only stan a bull if the bull is consents. I need to go through here. I have no idea where I'm being shot at from. One-hit kills are so good in this. Oh, damn it. He falls off the balcony. I forgot that. When you stand in opposition groups... I just don't think that naming a verb about an to love something, naming it after a character who is so obsessed with a celebrity that he kills himself and his pregnant girlfriend, I don't think that's a healthy thing to be naming a character after. And I have to jump this thing, don't I? And I actually managed it this time. I didn't fall into the gap in the alley, which is not entirely sure why it worked that time, not the previous time, but whatever. There's no body armor around here, really? Yeah, that looks like the way to go. So, oh, hang on, is that body armor? No, it's another door. Okay, she's just hiding in the laundry room, I guess. I'm always very curious about what rooms they decide to write into the game and what rooms they don't. Like, this room's got stun grenades. Why have you got stun grenades in the laundry room? What kind of place is this? Did they expect me to jump that balcony?
Remember, M's life is on the line.
Very good bass line on this track. Maybe they ordered stain grenades and got stun grenades instead. I like that. That's a really good pun. I like that one. That's one. That's two. Ow. Come on, you can't shoot me in the back of the head with a shotgun. That's not fair. Looking for body armor. Any of you guys got body armor? When the vest is all blue and it protects from you, that's armore. Pursue bullion failed. How am I supposed to know that I failed it? Just because I spent so long looking for body armor? Boo. I don't like that there's an invisible timer on this and you just genuinely don't know.
Zukovsky's driver bullion planted the bomb. Don't let him get away.
Why is R? R is like the new guy. He's like Q's deputy. Why is he the one giving all the advice? It's literally just because they got John Cleese, isn't it? Doesn't matter if it makes no narrative sense whatsoever. They got John Cleese and they're going to milk him for everything they can. Can I have your Magnum, please? That's a Mustang. Sure. Wow, did you just blow up your own car? Wow, the tires popped off, the wheels popped off and everything. That must have been a hell of an explosion. What are they, his ex-wives? I wouldn't like to comment on John Cleese's personal life, but yes. The problem with having the reload animations is that I'm used to reloading anytime I'm not actually shooting my gun. And of course in GoldenEye, it's a little click. It just the gun pops off the bottom of the screen and then reappears and you have body armor! There it is. Cool. It pops off the bottom of the screen and then immediately your gun's reloaded. But of course this game, and nearly every game that ever followed after it, has actual reload animations, which means it takes several seconds to reload your gun. Which is why every single game, other than, is it Hitman 2? Was that the one where, Hitman 2 I think is the only game I've played in the past 20 years where you can wield and fire a shotgun and it doesn't take a full minute to reload it. Which, you know, I know realism and accuracy and all that, but... Jump. Jump! Make it. Go. Have you got any other James Bond games for your N64? I do. I have GoldenEye, which I played on stream last year, and it's still very good, although the last level has some brutal and unfair things in it, which means that even on Agent, it feels like beating the game feels more like luck than actual skill. Because if you have a character that drops grenades randomly, your game should be graphically powerful enough for you to be able to see when he drops them so that you don't get blown up just out of just surprisingly. Because even on the easiest difficulty, if you get blown up by a grenade, it kills you instantly and there's nothing you can do about it. So having a final boss that drops invisible grenades, not very helpful. But GoldenEye is a very, very good game. It is the forerunner and the influence of almost every other console first-person shooter in the past 20 years, and we will never see it be released on another console ever, which is an absolute tragedy.
Remember, M's life is on the line.
Is that the guy there? Do I jump down here? Do I jump down here? Where'd he go? Oh, there's a ladder. Okay. Okay, I'm chasing him, but I have no idea where the... Did he drop down one of these things? Is one of them open? Hang on, I'll read chat in a second, because I'm genuinely terrified of losing this guy and having to fail the mission or start again. Yeah, this one's open. Okay. I'm surprised James Bond games weren't on the Sega Mega Drive. Well, the Mega Drive came out when the James Bond series was on a 5-year hiatus, or 6-year hiatus rather, because the last James Bond film before GoldenEye was License to Kill, which came out in 1989, which came out really the same year that the Mega Drive came out. And at that point, film tie-ins weren't really a big thing. And then the next Bond film that came out was GoldenEye, and yeah, so. And they don't tend to make Bond games of classic films. The only one that they did was From Russia with Love, which actually had Sean Connery involved, and is actually meant to be a very good game and a faithful adaptation, from what I understand. E.T. killed all film tie-ins for a decade, pretty much. Did I win? Could you imagine if they got GoldenEye 64 on the NSO expansion pack? I could, MK. That would be the biggest get in Nintendo's history, I think.
Well, the lovely doctor dies.
Zukovsky doesn't like to be double-crossed.
I've got a new boss now. Miss King would like to see you.
Yeah, I think you're right, Shadow. I think you're right. Secret Quay under Maiden's Tower, Istanbul. This is a key location in the film.
Captain Nikolai.
Sir, ready to load your gun.
Excellent. Time to settle our account.
See, I can't use the sort of support of my chair, because then I lean too far back from the microphone and the camera. I can't feel my chair any closer.
This is the beginning. The world will never be the same again.
Her accent is all over the place. Okay. Savvy Megami. Continue. Okay, mission 12. 3 more to go. Let's see how we do. Fallen Angel. Open security door with scanned fingerprint from Bullion. Wait, did he cut off his finger? Ugh. Rescue M at all costs. Stop Electra from warning Renard. Do not eliminate your allies. This isn't looking good, 007. We know the location of M. She's in the tower, and it's absolutely critical that you find a way to free her unharmed. If Electra is there, her bodyguard Gabor will be close by. It looks as if Bull is working for her too, which won't please your friend Zukovsky. You must stop Electra and Renard from escaping with that submarine. If they manage to detonate the reactor, then the whole city will be destroyed, and millions of innocent people will die. Oh dear! There are a number of devices that could help you out here, but unfortunately you're not carrying any of them. Good luck, 007. Thanks, John. Always nice to hear from you. Oh dear. It's always what you like to hear before the mission.
I could have given you the world.
The world is not enough.
He said it! He said the line!
I'm looking for a submarine. It's big, black, and the driver is a very good friend of mine. Bring it to me.
He's so good in this film. Robbie Coltrane. Honestly. The World Is Not Enough may not be the best film in the Bond franchise, but there's a lot of things I love about it.
Avenge the death of Nikolai.
Wait, so does he live in this, or does he die? No, he's dead. Okay. Sorry, Robbie. Thanks for rescuing me. Can I have the hat? Okay. So, we have to climb the stairs of Maiden's Tower. But can I go this way first? I can, actually. Oh, crap. I was not expecting to be able to leave. Okay, turns out I can't. But very interesting that they let you... Yeah, look, we're outside. Why can I go outside? Yeah, I know I'm supposed to climb the tower. Yeah, you know what? I am actually going to restart. Because I think you are supposed to... In the film, you climb the tower, and then you go to the submarine. You don't go to the submarine first and leave M up there to die. I'm breaking the timeline. The TVA are going to be after me. Thanks for the gun.
Avenge the death of Nikolai.
Oh. Okay. How was I supposed to know he was a good guy? Alright, come on. Gabor, Gabor, Gabor!
Avenge the death of Nikolai.
We're going out. If we're not back, avenge our deaths.
Tried to follow Electra, but she ran through a security door with a fingerprint-activated lock. We'll have to find a way to open it.
Hey, man. Can I open this door? Oh, I can. Okay. That wasn't the fingerprint door. What's that?
Ah, yes, the standard fingerprint-coded lock. We issued you with a rather clever little device to do just this kind of thing, but I dare say you've lost it. All you need to do is scan the prints of someone who has security clearance and feed the data into the locked input scanner. Simple, really.
So I need to find Mr. Bullion. Okay, so now I go down to the basement, I believe. Okay. Mr. Bullion does not trust banks. So if you don't know the reason why the world is not enough is called the world is not enough, it's because it is James Bond's family motto. I believe it's mentioned in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and it's in Latin, and it's, I believe, Orbis non sufficit, which literally translates as the world is insufficient. But yeah, that's why this film got the title it has. So it's a lovely little Bond reference. Can I drop into this hole? Secret hole! Secret hole! Surprise! Don't you wish... I was going to say, this gun's called the Deutscher, so I was going to make a Don't you wish your gun was as hot as me joke, but then I messed it up by just singing Don't you. I can jokes perfectly. Why have you got a giant spring thing? Mr. Bullion! Oh, that is Mr. Bullion. It's kind of hard to tell because of the how far away they are, but that is actually Mr. Bullion. You can tell because he's got the gold chain around his neck. So hang on, fingerprint scanner, fingerprint scanned. Of course, their model actually isn't detailed enough for them to actually have fingerprints, or sometimes even fingers. But we managed to scan his fingerprint regardless. Now how on earth do I get out of here? All guns blazing, probably. Aha! Why did I pick up body armor? Wow. Is there a secret hole in the fireplace? No. Shame. Because this is a real tower in Istanbul, Maiden's Tower. It's a real place. I don't know if they actually filmed there, probably not, but you know. Fingerprint scanner. Objective A complete, open security door. Oh. What's happening? Oh, the poison gas. Do I have to stop these fans from working? What do I do here? These are my way out of the... No. Oh. Oh, hang on. Grapple out of the ceiling. There's a hole in the ceiling. Yeah. Oh. I'm not going to get there in time, am I? Yeah. When you got this game the first time, what have you found out now that you didn't find years ago? This is my first time playing it, Billy. I bought this game earlier this year. So this is my first time ever playing it. So what I found out that I didn't find out years ago is everything. So, let's try that again, shall we? In the words of the Ancient One, let's start over, shall we?
The world.
The world is not enough. He said the thing. Okay.
Avenge the death of Nikolai.
I'm going out. If I'm not back, avenge our deaths. Don't you wish your gun was as hot as me? Deutsche. Deutsche. Okay, he's dead. Mr. Bullion, I see you. Don't fall in the water, please. I need to scan your fingerprint. Thank you. Surprise! Just got the watch. Wow, I don't have a lot of ammo. Bassline in this tune is really good. Hello. Okay, you're already dead. Okay, cool. Fingerprint scanned. Nice. Didn't mean to do that, but sure. Wow. So that fire was actually following a set route. That's actually quite cool. He implemented sort of like spilled petrol or spilled oil or something, so that if you blew up one, it would slowly travel and set off the other barrels. That's actually a really neat feature. I like that. Again, I've got body armor and I have no idea where from. Hello. God, I forgot the N64 frame rates were like this. Because if you don't know, because this is a European N64, it runs slightly slower frame rates than the American versions. So instead of 60 Hz, it would run at 50 Hz. Or instead of 30 FPS, it would run at 25, that sort of thing. And there's a little bit of controversy going on right now, because when the Nintendo 64 games come to Nintendo Switch Online, it looks like they're going to be the PAL versions, which means that they're going to run slower than the American counterparts, which is acceptable when you've got a CRT and you literally have no alternative. But in the age of digital games, there is no reason whatsoever for them to give us the slower versions of the games. So it's rather annoying. Is it a PAL N64? It is a PAL N64, yeah. It's a UK one, so yeah, it's a PAL one. Can I blow them up with a fire extinguisher?
standard fingerprint-coded lock. You with a rather clever little device to do just this kind of thing, but I dare say you've lost it. All you need to do is scan the prints of someone who has security clearance and feed the data into the locked input scanner. Simple, really.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this and see if this actually makes any difference whatsoever. Gonna get the watch out ready. This wasn't part of the original movie, by the way. Oh, so we didn't even set off the gas. Cool. If I go down this way, am I accidentally going to run into the gas chamber again? Yes, I am. Okay. Okay, I guess we go up. Oh, you guys weren't here last time. Hey, you shot off my body armor. It's not very nice. Got to get some more now. I enjoyed that. That was my best snazzy blue vest. Is that M in there? Or Emma, as the guy in Skyfall called her. No, it's not M. It's a vase. And a statue. Why have they imprisoned vases and statues? Did they come to life? Is this some sort of... Is that M? Nope, that's another vase. There she is. And that's straight out of the movie too. Oh wow, that's the end of the thing.
Sorry, James. I can't let you take Em away from me before I've finished with her. Put your weapons down, now. Finish him.
Okay, so the level's not over yet, but and apparently all of our guns are gone. I don't know who Oliver Guns is, but apparently he's gone. I know, not Oliver, not pure Oliver.
Hello, James. Put the gun away. You wouldn't kill me. You'd miss me.
Bye-bye, Electra. I mean, silence Electra. It's a bit of an extreme way of silencing her, you know. Didn't even have the silencer on. Born free. Till somebody caught me. I never miss. I know. It's a really good line. And I'm kind of sad that it's not in here. Instead, he just does his best JC pose. Swan dives in. He T-poses and then falls off the edge of the level. You know, it's a common glitch in video games. Second last level. A sinking feeling. Board the submarine, locate and rescue Christmas unharmed. Give the kids their presents. Gain access to the control room. And avoid submarine crew casualties. David, I was going to be pissed because you erased Electra. Yeah, I've been thinking of a way to work in a Daredevil pun, the whole thing, but I haven't been able to, so... Especially as the entire gameplay bit after that is slowly scroll up to her face and shoot. Yeah! There's not really much jeopardy, is there? Well, Bond, it seems your suspicions about Electra King were right all along. She might not be a problem any longer, but Renard is still in possession of a warhead and a nuclear submarine. If you're also right about his plan, you must stop Renard before he destroys Istanbul. Dr. Jones has already been taken on board. Renard is getting ready to leave, so he won't have a lot of time. With Electra dead, he won't have anything left to lose, so be careful, Bond. He won't hesitate to execute Christmas if he thinks you're onto him. A Victor III class submarine, eh? The only way you're going to get on board is through the hatch on top of the con tower. Victor III submarines all have an alarm and intercom system. Our satellite surveillance of your location has also indicated that the dock itself has similar security. You'll need to make sure no one gets a chance to raise the alarm or it will all be over. Of course, you can disable the alarms using the laser we thoughtfully fitted in your wristwatch. Renard. Renard is planning to take the stolen sub out to sea and trigger a catastrophic meltdown which will kill millions. It is up to you to stop him before it is too late. Dr. Jones. Christmas has been taken captive and is in mortal danger on board Renard's sub. Find her, free her, and get her to a safe place as quickly as possible. Yep, she is in mortal danger right now. Okay. And we're off. Second last level of the game.
Welcome to my nuclear family.
Terrible pun. Don't like puns on this channel.
I have to get on board that.
Although, how the hell does a Russian national know what a nuclear family is? Yep, look at me, all stealthy. Oh. Okay. I immediately failed the mission. Yeah. First thing to do, look at those shady emotes, yep.
I have to get on board that sub before it's too late.
Spy emotes, yeah, they are. Okay. Headshot. So headshots do kill in one hit. This guy doesn't spot me. I love the fact that you have to put on the silencer yourself. The game doesn't just give you a silencer. You have to figure it out. Okay, do I have any gadgets? X-ray glasses. These were a real thing in this film. Bond uses them in the casino scene and sees that everyone in there, even the ladies in cocktail dresses, is armed to the teeth. Like they've got knives up their legs and things like that. Okay, so I can't actually fail the mission of my own accord. I thought that was a way to turn off the alarm, but turns out it's a way to switch it on. Yeah, SMRT. Alright.
I have to get on board that sub before it's too late.
Yeah.
Finish the girl!
Oh, for God's sake. I haven't made it out of the first room yet.
I have to get on board that sub before it's too late.
Okay. Easy does it, easy does it. It's always good when you have crosshairs that don't actually cross in the middle. Really, really helps with the aiming. Where's the third guy? There was a third guy. The third guy off out on patrol somewhere. Sure, whatever. There he is. Hey, third guy. Aha! Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Sneaky shooting around corners. Nice. Just call me Severus Snipe. Please don't raise the alarm. Please don't raise the alarm. Wait, did I just throw away my sniper rifle? Why did I throw away... That's a thing you can do in this game? I didn't want to throw away my sniper rifle. I was out of ammo, but I know it ran out of ammo, but when you run out of ammunition in a magazine of a gun, you don't chuck it away. It's not a one and done thing. Who was shooting at me? Why are they choosing to shoot at me rather than raise the alarm? I mean, I'm grateful that they do, but... There you go. Of all the guns... Yeah. It's like having a rechargeable battery, draining all the energy from the first time, and then throwing it away and buying another rechargeable battery. See? And there are probably people out there that are so rich that they choose to do that just because they can. Anyway, I'm now bored of the sub. I have now subbed the board. I am now officially aboard. Which is a shame, because up until this level I was very interested. Wait, does the game want me to deboard the sub? I am now officially unboarded. I have disembarked, which means I no longer sound like a dog. What does the game want me to do? Board the submarine. I have to get in through the control tower, I just have to find it. Oh, there's the ladder. Okay. Don't fall in the water. Please don't. Oh, James. James! Please don't die. There we go. Objective A complete. Board submarine. Is that someone beneath me? It is. Memories of going through the air vents in GoldenEye and shooting them as you fall out of the air vent above the toilet. Which is one of the most iconic moments of any Nintendo 64 video game, by the way. Sneaking in the air vents and spotting the guard in the toilet and then shooting his hat off before... Okay, I'm guessing that says alarm in Cyrillic. So I'm not going to hit the button just yet. And suddenly we're in the frigate level from GoldenEye. Also, avoid submarine casualties. I'm literally shooting every guard I see. Does that say June on it? Nice little touch. I have a Tomb Raider that has a submarine in it. Nice. I've never played a Tomb Raider game. Do you know what? I was about to go, ooh, where does that ladder go? But actually it's the one I've just climbed down to get into the thing. What's over here? I didn't even realise she was in here. Don't follow me. I suppose she has to. Escort Christmas to mine room. Aha! That's the one that was in the Twitter post I made. I don't know why the objectives are now in German, but yes, I shall escort Christmas to mine room. Also, yeah, does it genuinely say Avoid submarine crew casualties. Oh, right, okay. I have to be careful what's crew and what's not. It's funny because Perfect Dark came out the same year and also had a level set in a big vessel under the sea. Oh my god, I shot Denise Richards in the face. She was in the way. I killed Christmas. Sorry everyone. I'll see you all in January.
That sub before it's too late.
You don't know where it's missing. Yeah, I'm sure I do. I'm sure I don't, rather. Don't set off the alarm. Ah, yeah, bugger. Alright. I have seen the Tomb Raider film, the Angelina Jolie one, quite a few times, and I quite like that.
To get on board that sub
I know it's not the same, but... What?! I'm very confused as to some of these guards' patrols. They're in different places every time, and how did that one set off the alarm that quickly?
That sub before it's too late.
See, now he's here. Why is he here? I'm so confused by that. Because the thing is that if you shoot one guy, you have no idea where the third guy is, or if he's close enough to set off the alarm. Okay, thankfully it appears he's... There he is.
Bond is here.
Hey, fell in the water. Oh. Wow, good shot. Time for me to become Severus Snipe again. Turn to page 394. I can't remember any other Severus Snape quotes, so I'll just have to borrow some Hans Gruber ones. We'll be sitting on a beach, Potter, earning 20%. I'm going to count to 3, Potter. There will not be a 4. Got 1 bullet left. Much like Eminem, I've only got 1 shot. And much like Hamilton, I'm not going to throw it away. And much like someone on a night out who can only afford 1 Jaeger bomb, I'm also not going to throw away my shot. Cool. Well, I think that's everyone. Unless there's body armor around here somewhere. The game developers were generous. They'd give us a little blue vest of hope. But I guess not. Unless that's what's over here. I'm gonna have a look over here, see if there's any body armor. When you find a blue vest and it protects your chest, that's armore. When you think it looks cool and it stops all the bullets, amore. What is the point of giving us access to this side of the dock if there's not going to be any sort of collectibles or anything on it? Come on, give me something, anything. Nope, there is really nothing on this side. They give you a bridge to the other side of the dock, for no reason whatsoever. You're just wasting time. Maybe this is Renard's evil plan all along, to make me think that there's body armor on the other side, so that I waste so much time looking for it, he actually sinks the sub and blows up the city while I'm still looking for it, because I like how I look in a snazzy blue vest. It's a devious plan. It's a dastardly plan. But I applaud him for it. Because it's a way that James Bond has never been foiled before. He hasn't been foiled this much since he accidentally got covered in tinfoil. That probably could have been a better joke, but I couldn't think of one. No worries, Shadow. Thank you for stopping by. Good to have you with us. I'm sorry that you're feeling off. Have a good night, mate. Thanks again for the chat. She's in here, isn't she? Okay, I saved the crew. I haven't actually rescued Christmas yet, but maybe this is a better way to do it, is to kill all the guards in advance. And then find the room which is being held, and then I can escort her to my room. Okay, I was holding down the fire button and nothing was happening, so I lost half my health because of a button input failure. Right. I stink that's all the guards now. So now I've got to find the door which is being held, which I think is in here. Surprise! No, damn it. I stink it's in here. Surprise! You didn't even have your gun on her. Had you guys... Had she Stockholm syndromed you? Wow, I've got 100 bullets from my PP7. Which I guess I don't have to be silent with anymore. Don't know why, but having the silencer on it makes it feel like it's less powerful, despite the fact that it obviously does the same amount of damage. Wow, interesting. Why has it got a map of Kazakhstan when they're in Turkey? Is it a Kazakhstani sub? No, it's a Russian sub. I'm so confused. Oh, unless Valentin Zukovsky was actually from Kazakhstan? He certainly worked and lived in Kazakhstan. I'm asking canonical questions that the game cannot answer. Gain access to the control room. Okay, new mission objective: destroy steering controls. Oh, for God's sake, Christmas! Okay, rescuing Christmas has got to be the last thing I do. Because she's becoming a bullet magnet.
I have to get on board that sub before it's too late.
Bond is here.
Damn it. It seems to be that the locations that these guards spawn in is completely random. Come on, we're 2 levels away from the end, and I have to go to bed because I've got work in the morning. I'm hoping that they're... Yeah, he's going to be around here. Okay, cool, so I'll just wait for him here. Cool. And then... That's 2, and then... Cool. Okay. Steady, steady. Deep breaths. And... Damn it. Slide down the ramp. I pick up all their guns. Oh, you sneaky... Yeah, then I chucked away my sniper rifle. Another guy here, or is that just the one guy? Okay, cool. Right, well, at least we know now that there's nothing on the other side, because it doesn't appear to be any body armor or anything, so I'm gonna have to go. Try and remember which room Christmas Jones is in so that we don't rescue her. Go and kill everyone else on the sub first, and then go and rescue her. Because otherwise... she's just like... She thinks she's an FBI guard. She's just diving in front of all those bullets. Oh, for God's sake. Really? Really, James? This is beginning to try my patience. Use the ladder, James. It's right there.
I have to get on board that sub before it's too late.
Here come the guards. This is very hard. Damn it, he spot... How did he spot me through the... Oh. Does seem like this is this part of the level.
I have to get on board that sub before it's too late.
I genuinely don't know why the guards are in some places sometimes. Like there. And at mission failed. Hang on, I have X-ray glasses. What am I doing? Why does he have X-ray glasses in this one, but he doesn't have them in the last one?
I have to get on board that sub before it's too late.
Let's have a look. Yeah, there you are. Oh my God. Put on the silencer, you idiot.
I have to get on board that sub before it's too late.
Silence P2K. Okay, so there he is. Excuse me. That's one down. Two down. Where is the third? Oh right, so that wasn't my sniper rifle, I just picked it up, so there's just a random sniper rifle with 5 bullets sitting in it. Where's the third guy? There's the third guy. Okay, hang on, and boom. Do you mind? Do you mind? I'm not entirely sure if they just die in one shot regardless of where you shoot them, but you know, can't really afford to take that chance, can I? Also, why do they suddenly have red berets? I don't really understand that either. I'm also terrified of falling in the water accidentally. It is amazing when you consider that this game is a 15. When Perfect Dark came out in the same year, it was an 18. And I didn't realise until now that the reason that it's an 18 is because there is so much blood when you shoot the enemies in Perfect Dark. Like, the amount of blood that appears is quite something. Which, considering that then Conker's Bad Fur Day came out the year after, and they'd already given Perfect Dark a hard 18. They must have had to invent something new for... Oh my God, I did it again! Jeez, come on! Oh, this is ridiculous. If it's not Christmas killing herself, it's me. Alright. 20 past 11, come on.
I have to get on board that sub
Oops.
before it's too late.
Hopefully they didn't hear that. Yes, they did. Yeah, okay. See, that was a version. That was a thing where I tried to put on the silencer, which requires you holding down B and pressing Z.
I have to get
And I
on
did
board
that.
sub before it's too late.
But for some reason, it only registered me pressing Z. Is that enough to?
He's escaped. Quickly, sound the alarm.
Oh, for God's sake. So that time, it only registered me pressing Z rather than B, so I fired a bullet and, of course, drew all the guards to me. The controls in this game are
I have to get on board that
very,
sub before it's
very
too
bizarre.
late.
Like, I have to hold down B and then press Z to put on the silencer. I then have to hold down B and then press A to put on the X-ray goggles. Okay, right. Are you gonna come this way? Oh, don't scrub your shoe. Hurry up.
Finish the girl.
Damn it. Jeez. Come on. Come on. 2 missions left. Can't be
I have
that
to get
hard.
on board that sub before it's too late.
Where are they? There he is. Okay. Gotta be very, very precise. That'll do nicely. And then... that'll do nicely, and then... hasn't noticed. Has noticed now. And he takes 6 bullets to kill. And the 5th guy should be over there, yeah. Okay, that's everyone. 5 bullets. 5 soldiers. Not a single one saw it coming. Now, let's see if I can climb down a ladder instead of just falling down a hole. Let's see if the top secret agent in the United Kingdom can do that. Because it doesn't paint a pretty picture for the intelligence of the country if James Bond can't use a ladder correctly. Yay, look, there he goes. Oh, was that so hard, James? Okay. I'm going to ignore all the side doors. Damn it! Okay. Right, I've rescued Christmas, but she's not coming with me yet. Who are you pointing your gun at? Is there a ghost in here? Okay. So, we know that Christmas is safe. Okay, well, the alarm's raised, so now everyone's going to be coming to me. So I'll just wait here. Or can I actually turn the alarm off? I can turn the alarm off. Okay, that's not too bad. But this is very helpful because now they're all coming to me and I don't have to worry. Unless they come through that door. I don't think they are. Thank God for auto-aim. Oh. It's always good to strafe round corners like that, sort of circle thing, circle strafing, because that way if you do accidentally walk into a room that has a guard in it, you sort of spin around them and they can't aim right at you. Okay. Where is the control room? This place is a maze. But I'm feeling better about our chances now. Yeah, so I think that's just gone in a big circle, so I think it's this way. Unless that looks like the ladder that we just walked through, in which case it's...
Quickly, stop it!
Wait, hang on, why were there 2 more guards in here? I killed the one that was protecting Christmas, and all of a sudden 2 more have spawned. They better not respawn. If they respawn, I'm going to be so mad. I need to find the control room. Just keep moving forward. Rocky 6 style. Nope. Destroy the steering controls. Those look like the steering controls. Nice. Wait. But I didn't rescue Christmas. I didn't get Christmas to the mine room. So that's going to count as a fail, is it not? I didn't realise it was the end of the level. Failed, yeah. Locate and rescue Christmas unharmed. Failed. Damn it. I didn't know that was the end of the level. So... oh, that's annoying. But at least we know we can do it now. At least we know everything we need to do. So... once I get to the control room, I secure the control room, I go back, get Christmas, bring her, find the mine room.
I have to get on board that sub before it's too late.
Wherever that is. Okay, what is he? While we're waiting. Third and final one of the night. Hopefully the last level doesn't take us too long, because I have to be at work in 8.5 hours. Okay. Not even looking this way. Cool. This is what I want, oblivious guards. Fourth guard isn't even here yet. I killed those 2 so fast, the fourth guard hasn't even shown up yet. There he is. Nice. I think I technically shot him in the hat there, but you know, it counts. And then there's the 5th guard. I've got maximum ammo. Boing. Okay, that was a less impressive jump than I was expecting. It's not very athletic as Bond. Alright. Down we go. Smack. And then... Okay, steady, steady. Steady. And boom. Yes, he can reload his gun while going down a ladder. That's how impressive he is. He's not even using his hands to go down the ladder. Do you see that? They're on his gun at all times. Mighty impressive. Okay, so we need to rescue Christmas. Boom. Again, didn't have his gun pointed anywhere near either of the two hostages. Just pointed at the wall. They must have a serious problem with ghosts in this place. They're pointing their guns all over the place. Poltergeists. Again, I'm wondering if activating the alarm would actually be a strategic advantage. Wow, that frame rate took a battering there. That was a lot of guards at once. All got shotguns. Health's not too bad. Go in the loop, just double check there's no one in these rooms. Okay, so I think we've cleared all of them out. That's the other side of that room. Wow, you're not even being taken hostage, you're just there. Oh, that must be the exit port. Okay. Well, that must be the way to the mine room, actually. Maybe that's where I have to take Christmas. I have a feeling there's at least one or two more guards in this place. There he is, yeah. Destroy the steering controls. Okay, we'll do that in a minute. For now, I need to go back and take Christmas to mine room. Where was she? She was past the ladder, wasn't she? Yeah. Maybe two more guards in here, aren't there? Nope.
Oh, James.
Rescue Christmas unharmed. Escort Christmas to mine room. Okay. The AI in this game, I think it's fair to say, is not the smartest. Whether it's the civilians or the guards. They walk into a lot of bullets. Okay, so it's in here. No, hang on, no, we have to take her to mine room. Mine room is further on. Okay, you need to come in. Come in, out of the way of the door. Come on. Wow, your hitbox is bigger than you look. Is this the mine room?
Stay here. I have to disable the submarine.
Okay, I'll wait here.
Okay. We escorted Christmas to mine room. No, you're not the control room. Are you the control room? You are the control room. And now the control room is going to go control boom. And cue the cutscene. Alright. Alright. And with that, we are on to the final level of the game. Meltdown. Enter the reactor chamber, eliminate Renard, and protect Christmas. There's no time to waste, Bond. Find Renard and stop him at all costs. Remember, if Renard inserts that plutonium rod into the sub's reactor, it will trigger a nuclear meltdown. You can't let that happen. It's all up to you, 007. Everything's gone topsy-turvy, Well, the grapple in your watch should help you to get around without too much difficulty. Keep an eye out for places you can properly attach it. Since the core temperature is rising, Renard must already be in the reactor room. You won't have much time before it reaches meltdown point. Oh, and remember that guns don't work underwater. Well, not with that attitude. Civilians. Renard. Crashing the sub has not been enough to stop Renard from continuing with his insane scheme. You'll have to finish the job in person, Bond. Make sure Christmas gets off the sub with you. Yeah. And then make sure that Christmas gets off with you later. Don't worry, we will make sure that Christmas gets off with us. That's what you meant, right? That's totally what you meant, right? Alright. Last level of The World Is Not Enough. Oh! New meter on the screen. That's interesting. Is that going to be like a Geiger counter, maybe? Oh no, it's your air! Oh my god, we've got swimming. No, hang on. I'm so confused. So, right, okay, so it's basically an FPS where you have to aim your way through. Okay. That's terrifying. Okay, random cans in the... Oh my god, he turns so slowly. Come on, Bond. Gabon, Mond. I have no idea where I'm going. Oh my god, what am I getting myself into? Yeah, I'm drowning. I'm definitely drowning. But do I just... Okay, so my health starts going down, yeah. I have no idea what I'm looking for in terms of air, in terms of anything. This is the final level of the game, and they're introducing a brand new mechanic that has no explanation and no way of telling you exactly how to use it. Although we've got drowned bodies. That's interesting. Am I in a dead end? Is this literally just the map from the sub? That's I see surface. I see surface. Let me through. Let me through. I've lost half my health already. Can I get through, please? Can I get through, please? Can you let me through the door, please? Can you let me through the door? Let me through the door, please. Oh my god, the surface was right there. Hang on, there's surface there. Surface there. Let me out, let me out. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I have to crouch to get through the door, of course. You can crouch underwater. Right. I have no idea. you have to crouch to get through those doors. That's insane. I have no idea if I'm going the right way or not. I'm going to assume I have to go as deep as possible. Oh my god, the turning is so slow! Can I come this way? Okay, this is horrendous. No, that's a dead end. And now I need to find air again. Oh my god, this level is horrendous. I don't even know if I was meant to... Wait, I have to head up, don't I? Head up. I'm gonna run out of... Oh, will I run out of health? Or will I get to the surface? Okay, well I found out where I needed to go, I just lost all of my health to get there. How the hell are you supposed to figure that out? How the hell are you supposed to navigate where you're supposed to go in that level? Is there some kind of map? Is there some kind of guidance? Wolfram P2K, yeah. There is no map or anything like that. So from my knowledge of the film, I know that he has to head up the submarine to get to the back of it. So I'm going to assume we just head down. Okay. Oh no, I have no idea if that red thing, is that a timer? Or is that how close I am to actually finding where I need to go? As long as I keep moving forward, I guess. Because there can only really be one route, right? They wouldn't put a maze in a submarine. Would they? Would they, folks? Would they do that? Of course they would. Oh my god, the rotating in this thing is so slow! Okay, now I've got a surface. I've got to find some air, but I can't... Oh, this is so bad! Okay, there's... Not a fan of this final level. Not a fan of it. Why couldn't they have just done what they did in the film and just send them around the outside of the submarine instead of sending you on a blind maze through the middle? Do I keep going up? Or do I keep going down? I have no idea if this is... Okay, that's the... I guess I just keep going down. Just try and navigate the level as best I can. Okay, there's the ladder. Okay, the problem is I have no idea which way is up to try and get some air. Oh, hang on, what was that? Is that the way I just came? And now I'm losing health. Oh, but there's no, go through the thing, oh my god, oh! N64 FPS controls were not designed for this kind of movement! I I genuinely have no idea what I'm doing or where I'm going. Who thought this was a good idea? Oh my god. Surface. I'm just gonna surface and hope that I'm heading the right way. Now that's the ladder again. I'm guessing that I think that's a timer in the middle. I think I'm supposed to be getting there before it gets to 1,000. But then, I genuinely have no idea. This game introduces a lot of mechanics, and I'm back in the map room. This game introduces a lot of mechanics in levels, and then expects you to just learn them. Like, what was with that rocket launcher stuff? Completely lost, completely lost. It's getting to the point where it's nearly midnight. I'm just going to look up a map for this. And I probably should restart anyway, because I think I'm back in the original room. Okay, I don't have time for this. I'm gonna look up a map for this because this is insane. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry about this, folks, but I think this is... Oh crap, and I've just spilled Coke everywhere. Alright, hang on. I need to clean that up. Oh, great. Well, at least the can of Coke didn't land... didn't land all over my N64 or all over my equipment or anything like that, because it was very dangerously close to my capture card. But thankfully no major harm done. Did it get on my watch? I don't think it did. Okay, good. Okay, that could have been rough. Did it go through the gap in the... No, it didn't. Alright, good. Sorry guys. Okay, that could have gone a lot worse actually. Knocking over my can of Coke. But we're okay. Right, now let's look at this stupid... Looking up a guide and don't care. You'll be discouraged if you die a few times in this walkthrough. I'm explaining a 3D environment in 2 dimensions. The diver go up uses C up, C down buttons. So the C up, C down buttons now are for diving now, are they? Diving and surfacing? Okay. Dive in the water. Go through this room to get some air. And then dive again. Go as deep as you can. Okay. Then look for an opening in the wall. Keep going straight until you can go down. Go straight until you can go down. Okay, there I can go down. Right. Do so when you're almost at the bottom of the next tunnel. Look for an opening in the wall. Go through the knob to get some air. Okay. Oh, the rotation is so slow. I once saw a Twitch streamer light up a cigarette in his room. Next thing, his whole room was on fire. Wow, that's terrifying. Yeah. I hope it was alright. Go back into the previous time. Go down to the bottom. Go the same direction that you just did to get the air. Okay. I know this isn't the most interesting way to do this, but given that it's already late at night and I have work in the morning, I just want to be done with this game. And I am not a fan of the idea behind this at all, so I am protesting its inclusion in this game by using a guide to just get through the thing. Go this direction, okay, go down here, you went the wrong way, go down to the wall, go to it, and then up to it, somewhere there. Okay, opening the wall. I'm supposed to be getting some more air, but it says go down until you can see an opening in the wall. Opening in the wall. Oh, my health's getting sapped away. In here. Okay, good. Here. Okay. Go down 2 gaps in the wall from the air tunnel. Go through here to get some more air. Okay. Gap. Oh no, was that? That was 2 gaps. Okay. They don't tell you anywhere about using C up or C down to dive and surface. They don't. Go down until you can't anymore, go across until you can't anymore, and go up until you find a gap in the wall. For the love of God, drop through the hole. Cross and up. Oh, that's the wrong way, that's the wrong way. Oh my God. Very little room for error. Can I go up? I can go up. Okay, so first gap in the wall. Where's the first gap in the wall? There's the first gap in the wall, and there's some air. But I've overshot it. Okay. Well, I can go over to the gap in the wall. Hang on. I think we're on the right track. Hang on a second. I want to do this properly. I don't want to have to do this again. Pull your gun out because you'll be in a firefight when you surface. Okay, so through here and up here. Is this what you're talking about? Please let this be what you're talking about. I think it is. I recognize this place. Okay. Firefight. We made it. We made it. Okay. of the water and find the body armor. There's body armor in this room. Body armor. Oh, thank God. Okay. Oh, who's shooting at me now? Where'd you come from? Okay. Grapple point. Would never have spotted that in a million years. Climb out and kill all the enemies up here. See a white thing on the feeling, start right in front of the cup. Okay. Grapple watch. Okay. Put a red button on the wall, find it, press it to kill Renard, stop the meltdown. Red button on the wall, stop the meltdown. Red button on the wall. Red button on the wall. Is that it? Escape the flooding sub, okay.
Nothing.
Okay, objective B complete, eliminate Renard, let's just check. Protect Christmas in progress, stop the meltdown, escape the flooding sub, okay. Okay, so there's a lot of grappling and a lot of killing guards. Okay, things auto. Okay. Okay, need to find the next walkway. Is there a walkway? Oh, who's shooting at me now? Okay, right, so it's here. Okay. Another grapple point. They really loved using the grapple, didn't they? I guess they had to do this in order to be able to, because they were kind of confined to the bounds of the movie. Another opening in the ceiling. No idea where Christmas is during all of this, by the way. What the? Oh God, that's another guard. Whoa, I was wondering what the hell that was. That's another grapple point. Yeah, I have no shame in using a guide for this level because that is some BS right there. An underwater maze. Okay, hang on. Oh, here we go. And... is that it? That's it. Oh, well, Christmas was nowhere in that, so protect Christmas. That's it. That's the world is not enough. That last level was awful. And that was on the easiest difficulty. There we go. So yeah.
I've always wanted to have Christmas in Turkey.
So yeah, that's The World Is Not Enough. James Bond will return. He did. So, are we going to get the credits? Are we going to get the theme music? Are we just going to get another? Yeah, okay, so that's the credits. Wow, very, very minimalist amount of music, I have to say. They've had maybe like 4 or 5 bits of music for the entire game, none of which are the actual James Bond theme, I notice. But yeah, that's the game done. So, I think overall it's a good game. The last level is a bunch of BS. And I think I agree with the reviews that the AI leaves a lot to be desired. The guards don't shoot you very much. And the characters that you have to escort are not the smartest. I mean, Billy, you say copyright, but this is the official James Bond game. This is the official accompaniment. You know, it's got the 007 logo on it and everything like that. Why would they allow them to adapt the film and not use the theme? That really baffles me. I have no idea what's going on there. Particularly considering it was all over GoldenEye. But yeah, I'm glad I played it. I had a lot of fun with it until we got to the last couple of levels. But yeah, I do think that GoldenEye and Perfect Dark in particular are the better games. Yes, it is John Cleese. Voices, John Cleese. Do I recognise any of those names? I don't. Special thanks to Abbey Road Studios. It's the only one of those I recognised. So it was John Cleese. It was the real John Cleese. But the rest of them were fake. Yeah, well, I'm glad I finally played it. I don't know if I'm going to... Because I was thinking normally I'd play it again on Secret Agent and 00 Agent difficulty because they'll have extra objectives, but that last mission was so horrendous. And that's it. Just back to the menu. Okay. So yeah. That's The World Is Not Enough. I don't think there's much more to say about it. Some of the missions obviously have had to be changed from the film, but overall I think it's a pretty faithful adaptation of the film. Outside of the boat chase at the start, but yeah, I mean, like the section in the nuclear weapons facility was almost shot for shot a great remake of the stuff in the film. So yeah, but I've now finally played 2 James Bond games, which is cool. So yeah, we're gonna end things there. Maybe I'll play Secret Agent and 00 Agent at some point. Who knows? But yeah, that was a fun little romp. I'm glad I did it. So we are going to end there. I will be back later this week, probably with a speedrun of Banjo-Kazooie. I want to do another one of those. That will probably happen on Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. Probably Wednesday, when I think about it. And then Friday, it will officially be October, and we will start our spooky/horror games for October. And I might as well exclusively reveal before I stick them on the schedule. We are going to be starting off with an indie game for the Switch called Flipping Death, which is about a woman who dies and then has to serve the Grim Reaper. And that's going to be quite fun. That's not the longest game in the world. It's about 8 hours long, so that should take us a couple of streams. We're also going to be doing Backlog Declog on Zombie U for the Wii U. And then maybe later in the month we'll be playing a little bit of Grim Fandango. That should be quite fun. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave you guys. We are going to raid Matt. We're going to raid Matt. With a raid message. This is, of course, the final line of the film. So, good night, Billy. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you to everyone else who stopped by as well. Thank you to everyone in the chat who's still here. I know it's late. It's after midnight. But yeah. So, the raid message, once I get it set up, I'll post the raid message in a second. But yeah, we're going to raid Matt over at Nintendo World Report, because I haven't tuned into one of their streams for quite a while, and I do feel bad about that. It's just time difference and work schedules and things for you. So we are going to be raiding with, let me get it up. Just want to make sure that I've got it live so that we can actually see the raid happen. So when we raid, I'm going to go to my ending screen, and then we're going to raid with the raid message. I thought Christmas only came once a year, which is the last line of The World Is Not Enough. Hopefully Matt gets the reference, but otherwise, yeah, thank you very much, folks. I will be back probably on Wednesday with Banjo-Kazooie, and then we will start our spooky October games at the weekend. So until then, have an awesome night, and I'll see you next time.